is presented by First Hawaiian Bank.
It began with an idea. Cross the Ka'ivi Channel. 40 miles of open ocean. Just board, body, and belief. In 1997, the first official crossing was made. From that moment, a legacy was born. What started small became a proving ground. Prone, sup, foil. Now the best from all around the world come to face it. Because Ka'ivi doesn't care about titles, about hype. It strips you down to grit, focus, and fight. 40 miles, unpredictable winds, heavy swell, and no room for mistakes. You fall, you rise. You suffer, you push. You finish only if you're built for it. This isn't just a race, it's the Channel of Bones. It is the greatest test of endurance and strength in the open ocean. And if you make it across, you don't just survive it, you earn it.
Magnificent conditions on the island of Molokai as you are looking at the pule in advance of the start of the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship Foil Edition presented by the United States Coast Guard. You can see the athletes gathering there, getting ready. Nerves, anxiousness, some of the boats out there getting ready for one of the most exhilarating races in all of water sports. Aloha, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Sam Spangler from KHON2 News, and we got four here in the studio to break down this incredible race. We got Kahi Picaro, as well as Nani Daleen, Nakoba, and Rocky Cannon. We're going to bring you everything on this foil adventure today, but I want to start with Rocky. What can we expect from what should be, with the conditions and everything we got going on this beautiful Sunday, a fantastic event?
Aloha kakahiaka with a double shaka and a big mino aka. I'm all smiles because I'm not out there traversing 40 miles. It is a Ilio Point start on Molokai, Kaimana Beach finish, and door to door about 40 miles. Open ocean, you heard the intro there, the Channel of Bones, the Ka'ivi Channel. So many variables are going to come from so many different aspects of the environment. Not only your equipment, but the natural environment as well. And our two experts here have crossed the channel many times and can share a lot of cool information with us as we watch this incredible race.
Speaking of crossing Ka'ivi Channel, the champion from a year ago and the year before that, Nani, what are some of these athletes facing today? What are some of the challenges that they're going to encounter?
Thank you. Just want to say, really, since I'm not able to be on the water today, it's fun to be here in the studio with all of you and sharing a little bit of information. And some of the challenges today are going to be having a good start. If you don't have a good start, foil racing is very fast, and 30 seconds to a minute can pull you away from a first, second, third title. Secondly, it's going to be being out in the Ka'ivi Channel. It's known to have many different faces, and so you're faced with different conditions with, a lot of intense raw energy coming from the north, as well as getting in the middle of the channel. You might have very light wind conditions, and then of course coming down through the Oahu coastline and your finish, which can be straight offshore winds, no winds, and now we've got a high tide pushing in for the racers' finish, so that will be a definite challenge to watch for today.
Yeah, the start going to be paramount. We're about a minute from the start right now. Kahi, so we got two different categories. We got subfoil and wing foil, especially for the folks who haven't seen foil boarding before. What are the differences and what can they look for today?
Yeah, what you're going to see is a stark difference. The wing foilers actually have a sail in their hands, and they're going to be utilizing the wind to pick up those wings and get them up on foil and flying. Whereas the suppers, they're going to be utilizing just the paddle. The paddle uses just their own sheer strength, timing it with a bump, and they're going to pop up and go. They might not even use the paddle for the rest of the race. But you can utilize it along the way to help you get more action. So that's going to be a difference. You're going to see wingers and you're going to see sup paddlers. And the race is about to start.
Yeah, race is about to start out there, so we're about to get underway. Nani, want to get more into the margin for error out there? Very, very small. Right?
Very small.
So can you take us through what mistakes can happen out there for these athletes?
I would say number one, not getting to the start line on time. I think people don't realize how important that is, to be settled and get out there on time. As these guys are starting, you can see if you are not there and you're not starting at the start line at the right time, then you are far behind. And then, of course, where you select to be on the start line is also just as important. Whether you are further north in the wind line or in the middle of the pack, where you can get a lot of wake and turbulence from the other foilers, from their paddles, especially for the sup foilers as they are pumping their boards, pumping the paddles, stroking the paddles to get up on foil. As you can see, these guys are pulling away.
And a lot of times it's a lot of luck. If you get a bump right in the beginning, that's going to give you the advantage over somebody else. You saw a pack in the very beginning where a lot of them weren't starting. They were stuck in a void where there just weren't any bumps at that moment. So there is a lot of luck involved, but most of these top guys could paddle up in flat water or even up against the wind. So you can see right here, this looks like Kane DeWild. You can tell by his style. This is the guy that just won the Molokai the Maui to Molokai. He's one of the favored to be one of the top finishers, if not the winner. And we'll see who else is going to be right there behind him. He got a really good north start, so he's further out, which means he was further into the bumps. So he looks like he has a pretty good start, and let's see where we go from here.
Yeah, lots of athletes out there. We got hundreds of competitors out there in the water. We saw them all dispersed, and we're tracking them live with GPS technology, which is just incredible that we have today. I want to bring in our fifth member of the crew, Mira Raindollar. Mira, so we have this system, which is very cool. We got over 40 miles between Molokai from Ilio Point until Kaimana Beach. Can you tell us a little bit about this dot vision system?
Yeah, so dot vision, everyone was given a small GPS tracker before the race that they're going to hold on to, just allowing us to follow them on this map, and we can track them in real time as they make their way to the finish line.
Yeah, that's wonderful. What a great technology that is, especially you got friends and family in the water. You can see exactly where they're at. Of course, we'll bring you the latest also right here on our broadcast. But folks can track it. How can they do so?
To do so, you can go on khon2.com or rogue.tv's website to do this on your own.
Okay, so yeah, you can see a little bit of the tracker action right there. We'll continue to keep you updated with that throughout the race today. We're also looking at the race in the water. We have helicopters, we have drones, we also have our crew in the water. We've got KH12's Chris Latronic standing by with 2024 N2O finisher Jesse Yonover. Hey guys, how's it looking out there?
Hey, it's going great. Good morning to you, Sam, Kahi, Nani, as well as Rocky. Yes, we're here live in the water. As you already saw, it's already begun. The race is on, and we're flying right now. Jesse Yonover, he's done this twice. Tell me about the conditions that you're dealing with.
I think a lot of the racers were a little nervous coming into this race. It was looking questionable with the wind, but I think they're very pleased to see a bunch of wind, lots of good bumps, some rough water, exactly what they're looking for. It's going to be a great race.
Yes, and we already got the start. Tell me about the start and how fast are they going?
I mean, this is definitely not a canoe paddling race. This is some of the fastest moving water men and women in the world. They're averaging speeds of in the 15 to 20 miles an hour range with top speeds 25 mile an hour plus. So we're going to be moving real fast through these oceans.
Yes, and Jesse, you've done this before. Tell me kind of the training and then kind of the beginning start. What are the racers thinking?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much anticipation, training, stress that goes into this race. So I think a lot of these guys are probably just happy to be up on foil and going and not having to think and just starting to press forward.
Okay, this first leg that we're seeing, the first third that we go across the Kiwi Channel, what are some of the obstacles they're dealing with?
I think just kind of settling in and letting the nerves kind of disappear and really getting into the rhythm is what they're probably trying to focus on. But it's also difficult because you're kind of seeing everyone around you and you see people start to pull away. So it's a big mind game. It's not just the physical, but the mental component of it all.
Yes, and this is also big stakes. This is a part of the Triple Crown. What does this all mean for the people that are in the running to take it all?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Triple Crown is obviously important with all three races, but really
This is the Super Bowl of foiling. This is the Pipe Masters. It doesn't get bigger and more important than this. This is the race that everyone's going to talk about all year long, so the stakes are high and it's going to be exciting.
Yes, it already is right off the bat. Jesse, good to see you. Good to be on this trip with you. We have more information as well as updates live from the water right here. Now sending back to you guys in the studio.
All right, mahalo, Chris. The athletes are blazing right there, folks. Stay tuned. We're going to take a real quick timeout right now. They're not going to take a timeout, but we have more on the start of the wing foil race coming up. This broadcast is brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank and the Priority Destinations credit card. Travel without boundaries. Keep it here, folks. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
We're here for the moment when the ocean calls. No schedules, no limits, only the chase. Welcome to Rogue TV. When the ocean calls, we answer.
I'll take on any wave, any adventure. And with my Priority Destinations credit card from First Hawaiian Bank, I can go anywhere. Earn unlimited miles on travel and dining. Then, redeem your Priority miles to go where you want. Plus, get 50,000 bonus miles. Priority Destinations. Travel without boundaries. Learn more at fhb.com/destinations. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Welcome back. You are looking live at the island of Molokai, Ilio Point, the start point of the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship Foil Edition, brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. And we are underway, folks. We got the wing foil action starting up soon. Okay, so we're paying close attention. We got dot vision here in the studio. We're watching all the athletes. We got the helicopter camera right here, the Salt and Air chopper cam, also presented by the Coast Guard. So we got eyes in the skies. We got the GPS tracking. Kahi, what are you making of it so far?
Oh man, so far it's been really exciting just watching the leaderboard continually change. You know, you can see right here on our leaderboard, it's changing every couple seconds. It's just really exciting. So if you're not following along either on the app or right here, you're missing out. This is just really exciting stuff.
So we were talking to Jesse, who's out on the boat, and he was telling us a lot of it is mental as well. Nani, what the mental aspect of it, the confidence that you get from maybe a good start, how does that help with the race?
Mental aspect is really important. I got to train a couple girls this year since I'm not racing myself, and one of the things I tell people is make sure that you kind of tune everybody else out. It's just you in the ocean. And at that point, you can kind of let go of who's passing ahead of you, because if you focus on another foiler who's ahead of you, that can really break your confidence. Breaking your confidence out there, that's going to affect your foiling. So a big part is staying relaxed, being excited to be out in the ocean, racing your own race in that particular moment, and really focus on what you're doing.
So we got 2 minutes about until the start of the wing foiling. We're watching some of the subfoilers right here.
You're watching Tom Constance right now, all the way from France, riding on Phantom Foils. He's one of the favorite individuals as well. This guy's an absolute unit. Like he's an absolute hammer, and we'll see how he finishes. He should be in the top 10.
I got a question for you, Kahi.
Yeah, go
You've
for
done
it.
this a few times.
Yeah.
What are you doing right here, bro? How come you're not out there?
You know, the main reason I'm not out there is because Jesse's in that boat over there. Like,
Okay.
If Jesse was in the water, I
Your
would
main
be in the
rival
water.
is
Let's
also
go.
not participating? Okay,
Correct,
I see.
Correct.
Hey, pretty good to be a part of the broadcast.
That's so good,
Fun
yeah.
crew we got out here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kahi, some of the athleticism is just incredible. You can see them bouncing up and down. For folks who might be watching and have never seen foiling, especially subfoiling, we're about to see the wing foilers take off. What's the legs? What's it feeling like right now?
You know, when you start in the beginning, your legs are feeling fine, right? It's once you get to like mile 18, the legs start getting a little bit fatigued. You might end up cramping. I remember last year, my trick to getting through the whole race was I had a bottle of mustard that I utilized to neutralize
Little
the cramps.
mustard. Like yellow
I
mustard.
actually had the big
Was
bottle.
Costco cut.
Was it French's or
Heinz's, like standard
Heinz,
yellow
okay, got
mustard.
it, okay.
That little shot of that every couple miles helped me get through the
man,
end.
that's
but-
what they mean by put a little mustard on it, I
Oh,
guess.
yeah, that's right. Get some spice, get some sodium in there, right? The salt help, help you from cramping. Yeah, because I imagine it's just got to be rough on the legs. You can see some of the wing foilers out there. Nani, why are the wing foilers so much faster?
Actually, they're not
Yeah.
that much faster, surprisingly. But yes, they can go quite fast. Aiden last year had an amazing time. You've got the power of the sail in your hands. So it's kind of neat with wing foiling is you're not only flying an airplane in your hands, you're flying the foil under your feet. So you're piloting 2 airplanes at the same time. What I really loved about wing foiling and still do, even though I'm now SUP foiling as well, is that the wing, it's very similar to Polynesian voyaging. You are using a sail, getting yourself across the water, and then, of course, pumping here on the foils. But looks like these guys are all excited. Or have they just started?
Yeah, they just got underway. Just started right there.
underway.
Nani, why were they circling beforehand? They were kind of circling before that start. How does that work?
Looks like they have a running start today, which means that you can be up on foil. And so
Instead of from a still water
from
start,
sitting.
yeah.
Yes,
Sitting-
so each
sitting
race
start.
is different. You have to really pay attention to
Yeah.
what they tell you at registration. Make sure you know, is it a sit start? And this, in this case, it's a running start. So these guys are kind of circling and trying to find the right spot. Probably be in the strongest wind line as possible, and if you can, away from the other foilers.
You're in, a crazy open ocean. During our intro, there was a great description of how rough the channel can be, the open ocean. How much effect do the escort boats, because we saw the trail of boats going behind the suppers, and then now the wing foilers are traversing, does the boat wake even matter when you have that much rough water going on, or how much does it affect your course?
One of the things, and I think they've been really strict this particular year because the past 2 years where escort boats have gotten in the way and weight can definitely take you down. And if you're off foil, that's
winning.
seconds, minutes shaved off your time. So, I think they've been really strict about where the escort boats can start and follow, and I think they have them south of all of the foilers.
It is mind-blowing the amount of coordination between all the athletes, the vessels, and all of the ins and outs and rules that have to be abided by.
Shannon and the rest of the M2O crew really did an amazing organization crew, did such an amazing job at putting all of this together. And I will say, I had the VHF actually on last year as I was racing, and I got to hear a lot of the boat talk, and you can hear them, hey man, I'm gonna DQ you if you're staying in front of that foiler. So it's really nice that they're on top of it and making sure that the boats are out of the way.
That's a great point.
So you could see the shots here, right? Especially with the Salt and Air chopper camp right there, just so magnificent. Also, you could see the island behind. You can see Molokai, right? So you can see some of the foilers. Kahi, when you're out there on the water, obviously you're focused on the race, right? But do you get a sense of just how magnificent the Ka'ivi Channel is? And you could see Molokai, you could see Oahu, like to just see some of the scenic shots while you're out there enjoying it?
Yeah, just you saying that's giving me chicken skin. When you're out there, it's succumbing to nature, and you watch Molokai disappear behind you, you watch Oahu start to appear vividly, and then you get into your home waters. For us, it's Mauna Lua Bay, and it's just like a coming back to home, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. You cannot ignore the beauty out there.
Yeah, it is just something else. And I knew going in that we were going to see some incredible visuals today. I got chicken skin. Like, just imagine being out on the board, Kahi. I can't imagine what that was like. And we were following these athletes. You could see them still working hard, pumping out there with Dot Vision. We got an app that is tracking all the racers. Joining us now again is Mira to talk about what we're seeing so far. So how does this Dot Vision system work?
So everyone has their little tracker with them, so we can kind of see them in real time over here. You have a list of everyone that's participating today, and you can search for your favorite and favorite them kind of like this, so you can have their name stand out and watch them go through the pack today.
Yeah, so folks, obviously they can see all the athletes. You can click on them. You can see the country of origin, etc. All kinds of cool stuff. Miles per hour. We're not sure exactly how accurate the MPH is, but you get a pretty good idea. Jesse was telling us about that. So for folks at home that want to follow along, how can they do so?
You can do so by going to khon2.com or rogue.tv's website.
Now, if you're just tuning in, folks, you've never seen anything like this before, there is a bit of background on just how important this event is.
The Molokai to Oahu race is honestly the pinnacle of foiling.
One of the most toughest, prestigious, respected, feared, and humbling race courses, the ocean can offer.
Not only do you need to have elite strength and conditioning, but you need to have a good understanding of what being a waterman is and understanding the swell, the wind, the waves to be able to travel across that channel efficiently.
Molokai to Oahu is a 40-mile downwind challenge from Ilio Point on the northwest side of Molokai to Kaimana Beach in Waikiki, Oahu.
It's really challenging because you go through a lot of different ocean conditions, and the Kaiwi Channel's the gnarliest channel you could possibly go through.
Conditions can just change within a matter of minutes.
It's that body of water being so treacherous and hectic, and so many things can change so quickly, and it's kind of unpredictable.
For us to be racing in those waters is challenging, and we're just pushing ourselves to the max to get there as quick as possible and beat the other competitors.
We have so many entities to thank to make this broadcast possible, as well as this foil edition M2O race that is occurring right now. Want to say Armstrong Foils, the brand, mahalo so much, founded by Armstrong, who is a lifelong waterman, sailor and innovator, and athlete that is racing today. So built on pillars of durability, modularity, and future-proof engineering. So it is rooted in New Zealand DNA, Aotearoa. Some pretty rough waters there too. So Army Armstrong and Armstrong Foils, the brand, big, huge mahalo for your support, and go get them, but Army.
Look at that shot right there with the Salt and Air Chopper Cam presented by the U.S. Coast Guard, looking at the island of Molokai. The friendly isle out there. Not the friendliest waters out there, but good conditions out there for foiling, right, Nani?
Yes, absolutely. Today it was supposed to be a little bit lighter as far as forecast, and it looks like they've got good wind today. I see nice white caps forming out there and good swell bumps. So it's really exciting to see everybody, especially the wingers. Since I'm not out there, it's fun to watch. Let's see, who do we have here?
It's Anna.
That's Anna. Yeah. She's with Armstrong Foils.
All right, we're just mentioning them and putting that equipment to the test right now and looking really speedy on that foil.
You could see how fast that boat was going, just trying to keep up with her, and that's a, when it comes to these escort boats, the boats that are going to move the quickest are those catamarans. So, and it's just a much smoother ride. So it's a tough job just for the escort drivers, and some won't even do this race because it's too gnarly for them.
And the financial obligation to hire an escort boat, get a plane ticket over there. I mean, and get a rental spot, on Molokai, and all of your equipment. Not the easiest equipment to travel with. Kind of awkward stuff you gotta put together. So, gosh, I just really respect the commitment these athletes have to this race.
Yeah. Committed. And like you talked about, Kahi, it is just amazing to see the reference point for the boat. You know how fast those can go, and then you see the foil. It's like, okay, yeah, you see the foils out there flying. You can see how quick they are. Speaking of quick, we're going to take a quick break, folks, so stick around. First, we want to mahalo. It was helping to make this broadcast possible. Sunbum is a proud sponsor of Molokai to Oahu World Championship and the Hawaiian Water Patrol. Mahalo, and we'll be right back, folks, with more action from the M2O Foil Edition.
Kaimana Beach Hotel, an oceanfront escape for your barefoot lifestyle.
I'll take on any wave, any adventure. And with my Priority Destinations credit card from First Hawaiian Bank, I can go anywhere. Earn unlimited miles on travel and dining. Then, redeem your Priority miles to go where you want. Plus, get 50,000 bonus miles. Priority Destinations. travel without boundaries. Learn more at fhb.com/destinations. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Aloha and welcome back. We can see some of the action in Ka'ivi Channel for the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship Foil Edition that we're bringing to you live right now. We've seen the foilers get out, the subfoilers, and then we saw the wing foilers just a few minutes ago get into the action. And it has been exhilarating, to say the least, to see the speeds at which these athletes are going, the competitiveness. Kahi, you have some experience. You're managing some of these athletes out here.
Yeah, I got a couple of athletes that I've helped them. as they've become successful, they've become valuable to brands. So I've actually helped two of the athletes that are out there right now. Jack from town, and also Edo, who's in the lead at the moment. So I'm obviously conflicted here, cheering for my boys.
What's going on, man?
And Edo's in the lead, but I wanted to just bring some attention to the women here. Okay. We've got 2 women in the top 5 right now for wing foilers. This is, no, that's not Anna, but 2 of the women. We've got Nohea and Anna in the top 5 for overall for wing foil right now. So that's super exciting for the ladies.
Yeah, even more exciting for me. Nohea is actually one of my previous wing students, and we've been training a bit together, and I've been coaching her through these past couple days and just trying to be out there, have fun, enjoy the ocean, and get out there and do your best.
Great job, coach.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And it's not always the case that the best athletes are always the best coaches, right? Coaching is very difficult in its own regard. Nani, what's that difference like?
It's not always easy to transfer your knowledge to somebody else and trying to get them to understand what you see, whether it's just reading the wind, learning how to read the wind, learning how to read the swells, even just for beginning in wing foiling and subfoiling or surf foiling, which is all really common here on Oahu. It can be a challenge to be a coach, but besides racing like this, not being able to be out there today, it is such a reward to be able to coach other people and get them into a sport where they're literally flying over the water.
Well, and that's the satisfaction of an athlete. I think a lot of times when you're able to, because you can't do it forever. Our bodies weren't meant to be, doing this till we're 90, and especially this capacity. Excuse me. But to be able to transfer the knowledge and watch the success has to be the next best thing, right, to being out there.
Absolutely.
Connie, I just saw your breath just got taken away. I want to interject because what you see.
Watching this guy, on the wing, you can see the thousands of micro adjustments that have to be made subconsciously. It's not like his mind is saying, adjust your leg, adjust your feet, adjust your hands.
In real time, it's so quick.
This is all just happening. Just you're in the flow state, and your body is just adjusting, and your mind is just thinking, okay, where do I need to go next? And then your body does everything else pretty much automatically.
I saw a little water come up the rail a little bit, so
he
there
almost
was
wiped out.
A near catch of a rail and wipe out. That was Kahi's a little bit of a. That was close.
We all felt that one, right? So I want you both to talk about a wipeout. Yeah. How devastating that can be, right? We see wipeouts in surfing. If you're not familiar with foiling, people get back on. How devastating can that be in a race like this?
Well, I mean, as we mentioned before, getting off foil even for just 10 seconds can make or break your race. Most importantly, when you get off foil, stay collected, be calm. Don't focus on what went wrong, focus on what you're doing now. Get up quick. Look
Short
ahead.
memory.
Yes.
And keeping your composure.
There's also the component that it hurts sometimes. We're going really, really fast, and when you fall,
injury.
You get mini little concussions. I remember when I was learning how to foil, I was wondering why I was getting so many headaches, and I quickly realized I'm smashing my head multiple times. When these guys do it at these speeds, you get shook up really quick, but you need to shake it off and get up immediately. And the best solution is don't fall at all.
Yeah, you get shook up, you got to shake it off.
Yeah.
That's right. As we look at this dot vision right here, this is pretty cool to keep track of the racers. They're all wearing these trackers, and I'm seeing Armstrong's name pop up. Is he what's his status as far as age? He's uncle status.
Uncles. When you're uncle to the uncles, right? Like
Bruh.
Army's a legend. I don't know if that's his age, but he's somewhere around 55 years old. The dude is a hammer, and this is just a testament to the sport. You can be in your 60s and 70s still at this level crossing the Kaiwi Channel.
And he's got his company now going too, so he's doing not only great things for his generation speaking, but his brand too. He is putting the proof to the pudding, bro.
He also has the special foils too, right? Like he's got the best prototype foil. Army's hiding his foils. That's the one thing we didn't talk about is a lot of these guys on the beach, they have their foils sheathed. You don't even get to see them. You don't get to touch them or anything. And then right before the race, they peel it off, jump in the water, and when they get back to shore, they hide their foils again.
It's all ninja status.
We might need a new nickname, Arm and Hammer, today.
Yes.
All right, folks, if you're just tuning into the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship Foil Edition, sponsored by the United States Coast Guard. In fact, we have some Coast Guard members in today's event. Let's introduce you to one of them.
Dangerous place that challenges you. It's a place where you can grow.
I grew up in Chicago, Illinois. Most people don't know Chicago for the water sports, but if you do know Chicago, you know it's right on the shore of Lake Michigan, and that's where I spent a lot of my time growing up. I would not have been able to do the Molokai to Oahu race without the Coast Guard. Anyone that was at the Coast Guard Academy with me at the time knows I became obsessed with the race. I got aboard and started training on the Thames River. The race requires an extensive application and you have to show your history paddling, and I didn't have that. I had a training log, and every 2 weeks I would email the distances that I'd covered, my times, and I continued to train the whole winter like this.
A little cold, but so peaceful.
And I remember getting an email, and I clicked on that link, opened up the start list, and seeing my name. One of the happiest moments of my life, but there's still a whole lot more that needs to happen to even get on the start line. The stars aligned, and I got a temporary summer assignment in Hawaii. That was huge. If that hadn't happened, there would be no Molokai to Oahu race for me.
Well, it is so awesome to see some of our bravest folks representing our U.S. Coast Guard now braving the Kaiwi Channel, showing their skills, not only their service, but showing the skills. If you're drawn to the water and you want to make a beautiful career out of protecting, defending, and saving, go to the gocoastguard.com website to get started. And of course, huge mahalo to the U.S. Coast Guard for their support of this broadcast and this whole entire event. What a great partner to have in doing this kind of thing, bro. You want the Coast Guard on your team, bro.
That's right. Yeah, you're taking a look at the helicopter, the Salt and Air Cam, brought to you by the U.S. Coast Guard. So big mahalo to them. We have two of our crew members out there patrolling the water. We got Chris and Jesse out there who've been following the action. Aloha, gentlemen. How's it looking out there?
Oh, it's looking good. It's a humbling experience. I've never been out here with professional foilers who just destroyed us, spitted right by. Now we're kind of in the gap between the first two groups. Jesse, how's your experience so far?
It was exciting to see that first start. I mean, these guys, it is just amazing how fast they are moving. You know, usually I'm racing, so I'm in my own zone, so to get to be on the boat and see how fast they're actually moving through this channel is so impressive.
Yeah, it's incredible. And when it comes to equipment, this is not like the typical surf foil board that they're using out there.
No, so a lot of these guys are going to be on bigger boards in that 8 to 9 foot range and small foils. The reason they're going to be on, most of them on small foils, is because that's going to be getting them going faster. Although I have heard that there are some guys like Kane, who is one of the possible favorites to win, who could be on some bigger equipment. It's all about strategy and just how these guys want to play this 40-mile course.
Yeah, I know a lot of them wanted to go north, trying to catch these waves, the bigger swells. What's the idea? Once you get on these swells, ride as long as you can?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now they're trying to use as little energy as they possibly can and save it so that they can push at the end. But it's such a fine balance between how hard can I push, how much speed can I get without falling or compromising the rest of the race. So it's a tightrope walk that they're doing right now, and it's just amazing to see from the water.
Staying resilient, staying balanced is the big thing. One fall can lose it all. We'll have more updates right here live. Jesse Yonover, Chris Atronic, back to you.
All right, big mahalo, gentlemen. Don't go away, folks. We're going to be right back. We're going to take a quick breather. But first, we want to say mahalo to our sponsor, Aloha Salads, helping to make this broadcast possible. Healthy, fresh, local Aloha Salads.
Aloha livin', aloha lovin', Aloha Salads. Delicious, healthy choices made from locally sourced ingredients, like veggies from the North Shore and fish caught straight from Hawaiian waters, featuring amazing made-to-order salads like our popular Ono Island ahi, plus a wide selection of wraps and subs like grilled steak and chicken pesto. Order online and pick up on the go.
Healthy,
fresh,
local, and made with aloha.
Definitely when you're doing the channel crossings, you're always wearing high vis. The Molokai to Oahu is a classic example. Everyone's usually got high vis race gear on. It's actually really hard to see people with white caps in the water. You know, a person even sitting on a board disappears really quickly in a windy ocean. So I think it's just a really important bit of kit.
The Molokai to Oahu paddleboard race is for the extreme athlete. You have to be at an elite level just to even contemplate crossing the channel.
When I first found out about the Molokai to Oahu race, I was just so motivated. I wanted it so bad.
Zach is a quadruple threat. He surfs, he paddleboards, he does stand-up, he foils. To top it all off, he's with the Coast Guard. His input on the race course management has been invaluable.
We're about a quarter of the way through the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship presented by the United States Coast Guard, and we are watching the foil edition. We're keeping track of some of the leaders right now. We're locked into the Dot Vision app. Okay, Kahi, what you keeping an eye on?
I'm just watching the leaders now. It's just bumping back and forth between these top guys, and it's really exciting. You know, they're having to balance between saving their energy and going as fast as they can. You know, the more they pump, the more speed they can get, but that comes at a price. You lose energy, and they've only gone maybe 10 miles at this point, and they've got 30 more to go, with the very end being the hardest part where there are no bumps left. And at the end, it really comes down to, can I luck into catching some groundswell? And there is a little bit of a south swell running, so if they can catch a wave, say, you know, at Suicides and get it over to Old Man's, that's really going to get them to really make the end really easy for them. But that really comes down to luck. So
because they're coming in at Kaimana Beach.
Correct.
And I feel like once you come around that corner without the groundswell, there's not much happening in terms of bumps and coming, you know, wind coming against you offshore. Any reports you've seen or heard of the actual groundswell and size and stuff?
There's a small little swell running.
Okay.
But
you mentioned the high tide too.
Oh man, the high tide is a killer of bumps. So once they get to Maunalua Bay, the ocean is going to start settling down because the current of the water flushing in goes from Kawaihoa, so China Walls, towards Leahia, Diamond Head. So your water is moving in the same direction as the bumps, making them lay down.
Gotcha.
So this is not the most ideal time to have the race when it comes to a tide situation.
No, as much as this race is about athleticism and talent and is oozing talent, having the right gear, also a pretty big factor in this race. Now, prior to this race, we asked some of the competitors what they're riding. Here's what they had to say.
The foil setup I'll be riding will probably be the 110 lift wing, but it all depends on the day.
The race setup I hope to be riding on race day is going to be a 516 Momentum. It's a really, really small front wing and foil overall for someone that's my weight. So it's going to be challenging. As long as I can keep that foil up and make it all the way across the channel, I think that's the foil that will allow me to be in the front pack the entire way.
I'm going to be riding the very spicy fast new Armstrong prototypes that just came out. They have blown my mind the past few weeks getting on them. I think I'll be riding the 520 front wing, there's a 120 prototype tail wing, and then a really, really clean, nice mast.
So my foil setup for the race this year is going to most likely be the Armstrong HA 480 with the Dart 120 tail. It's what I've been practicing on. It's kind of what I'm most comfortable with, and that's what I'm feeling fast on.
This year they actually haven't told me what size foil I'm riding. Last year I opened my mouth a bit too much and everyone knew, but this year I'm guessing it's low 500s and something super high aspect. Board-wise, I've definitely upped. We've gone a little bit longer, a little bit narrower just to help with the paddle ups, especially if it's light this year. You kind of never know what you're going to get out in the channel.
So for foil setup, I'm using our production 115 litre downwind ocean board made specifically for big ocean water. 795 performance mast, 60 fuse, prototype tail and front foils. These foils we're pretty excited about. We've got a whole range of sizes, almost too many to choose from, so I've got a couple of size choices. The foils are feeling great, so it all comes down to the person at the end of the day.
So you heard from the man himself, Army Armstrong, and I want to say mahalo to Armstrong Foils, the brand, and some of the athletes that have been using the Armstrong Foils from New Zealand, Aotearoa, designed for riders, by the riders, driven by passion, not trends. Great description there of the Armstrong product, and look at him go, racing along there. Kahi, have you ever used Armstrong before?
Oh, I used Armstrong like for about 2 years. Some of the best foils I've ever ridden, honestly. They're engineered extremely well and they're super obvious. They've got the lines, the stripes. Nowadays I'm on lift foils. Those to me are the best. But Armstrong has definitely got a place up there in the top foils in the world.
Well, and they have this strategy or this approach that is a feeling first philosophy at Armstrong Foils. And if it doesn't feel amazing under your feet, it doesn't go out the door. So it's kind of like rider tested, athlete tested before anything goes out to the general public. So I like the authentic approach for Armstrong brand.
How fun is just like totally nerding out about all the gear and just getting involved in I know it can get expensive at times. You can probably spend way too much money at times. But how much fun is it?
Oh, it's super exciting. You know, foiling gear, it's all aerodynamics, and it's basically the airplane underneath your feet. So we're talking about the front foil, you're looking at the design, aspect ratio, is it low aspect, mid aspect, more for surfing, and then higher aspect, more for gliding. And you know, everybody's always excited about, what are you riding today? You know, and we all started on different brands. I also started on Armstrong, actually with Lift, and then tried out Armstrong. A lot of our Oahu foilers, the ones that started out several years ago, or maybe from 2019, were quite a bit on the Armstrong foils. So it was definitely a great brand. And then of course, other brands were coming out, and Takuma was fantastic. Kahi's on Lift. I'm now on F1. Love it. It's just, you're literally flying over the water. So whatever we can do to go faster, to glide more, that's what we're all talking about.
Nani, I have a quick question, right? You see this young man, he's flying down and he's not switching his stance. In the racing world of wing foiling, do they switch stance or is it really just
I noticed he may even had straps.
Yeah, they mostly all have straps in there. Well, go ahead, Nani, you talk to that.
Yeah, so for wing foiling, you know, straps can be really helpful in that if you're using the sail and there's a lot of wind and you're gaining a lot of speed, it's going to help you to just keep your balance, keep strength in your legs, to be able to keep on a foil which might be getting a lot of lift, a lot of speed. At the same time,
but how many of you actually switch stance? Is everybody kind of just stays on their regular goofy for the whole race, or do some of you switch back and forth?
That's really personal. And I think it's an individual.
I didn't mean to ask you a personal question.
I'm curious if this
fire away.
Is this guy carving like to get some turns in, or is he like navigating the bumps right there?
You're navigating.
You're not having
so I'm
fun
watching
out there,
him as I know he's not like doing there's no score.
So you can see he's always chasing the bump in front. As the bump in front stands up, it means that one is going to be forming right behind it. So this is a good example of being able to see what he's seeing from that angle.
Yeah.
He's looking for opportunities to drop into another trough that gives him speed.
Because the wing foilers, like we talked earlier, they can get an extra little help from a bump, they will, but it's mainly wind power.
Yeah.
But those subfoilers, strictly the ocean.
Correct.
So really interesting difference of dynamic for the different disciplines.
Correct.
So Kahi, no need to look back then. So they're just following the bumps in front, right?
Yeah.
That's the map for them.
You never look back. It's one of the lessons that we teach people. Do not look back. When you look back, you lose your concentration, and you have a very good chance of falling.
And it's like riding a bicycle. You start looking around, you start swerving. So you gotta keep your eyes forward.
Eyes on the road, right? there,
Yeah,
folks.
right.
Okay, so for some of the beginners out there, there's going to be a lot of people who aren't totally involved in foiling.
Like us, Sam.
Yeah, like us. Yeah. So if somebody were to start, as far as just what they're looking for in some gear, as far as getting a foil, what should they be looking for?
You're looking for the easiest foil that you can ride. I think a lot of times it's a cost thing, right? So getting a used setup that's a beginner package, a mid-aspect foil and a bigger board, and getting into a place where there's not a lot of surfers around, hopefully very easy wave, getting out there and just cutting your teeth.
Yeah.
And if you have the wherewithal, hire someone like Nani, like a coach to get you going. It makes your life a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, because and there's people who come from so many different water sport disciplines. Myself, traditional shortboard surfing. What kind of difference is that to riding a foil? Just in short, I guess.
As a shortboarder myself, I got my shortboard in my car. I'm going to surf after this. We're back-footed, right?
Okay.
So when we get to foiling, it kind of switches a lot more to the front foot.
Okay.
So that difference really makes things a lot different and challenging for us to get. Because if you put all your weight on your back foot, you're just going to come out of the water.
I've seen that happen to beginner foilers, and I've seen a guy totally just cut his whole head open in front of me. His foil came back and whacked him. I'm like, maybe I'm going to not get a shot.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I would do. So good coaching right there. All right, folks, we'll be right back. But we do want to give a quick shout out to our presenting sponsor, the U.S. Coast Guard. They're working to protect our waters, the wildlife that relies on them, and the people like you who enjoy them. Learn more by checking out gocoastguard.com. Keep it here, folks. We'll be right back.
Kaimana Beach Hotel, an oceanfront escape for your barefoot lifestyle.
In Hawaii, every delivery matters, whether it's for your family, your business, or your community. Kamaka Air provides daily inter-island cargo service and charter flights to keep life moving, on time, every time. For 32 years, we've delivered with speed, reliability, and precision, connecting people and goods across our home. Kamaka Air, local cargo, delivered right. Visit kamakaair.com.
I'll take on any wave, any adventure. And with my Priority Destinations credit card from First Hawaiian Bank, I can go anywhere. Earn unlimited miles on travel and dining. Then, redeem your Priority miles to go where you want. Plus, get 50,000 bonus miles. Priority Destinations. Travel without boundaries. Learn more at fhb.com/destinations. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Welcome back. You are looking at the island of Oahu right there, Makapu'u Point, where we are in the midst of the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship presented by the United States Coast Guard, which is launching across 2 exciting weekends, and that begins today with the foil edition. Prone and stand-up paddleboard events will follow next Sunday on July 27th. So we are getting close to the halfway point. Kahi and Nani are joining me now, and we're taking a look at the Dot Vision app. We're trying to look at some of the leaders. What are you folks keeping a track of?
We're trying to keep a track of the top sup racers and the top wing racers. It's like every couple seconds this thing updates and you get a new update. At the moment, it looks like we We've got Haumani in the lead, and it's just changing back and forth. For a while there, it was Edo and Kane neck and neck. So it's the usual suspects that we expect to see in the front, and some new faces. So it's a really exciting race. We're about, looks like a third of the way in with the leaders, and can't wait to see the next 10 minutes, because it could change that quickly.
Yeah, we're on pins and needles here watching. We're all huddled around the little laptop to look at the DOT Vision app, but we also have things covered in the boat, so you can see some of the shots right there from the Salt and Air Cam presented by the U.S. Coast Guard. We got Chris and Jesse standing by with an update on what they're seeing. Aloha, gentlemen.
Hey, aloha. Good. Oh man, it's been quite the morning following all these great athletes across the Kiwi Channel, and we're kind of getting towards the midpoint. It is quite the feat. We've been seeing a lot of racers, but even some falling. Tell me about the trials and tribulations of the bad part of crossing the channel.
Yeah, so I mean, you just never know what can happen out here, and it's so easy to just make one small mistake that puts you in the water and you fell. And popping back up, especially in the middle of the channel, can be real challenging because the waves kind of spread apart, and so trying to get that momentum back in can be tough. And if you're not popping up and you're spending a lot of energy that you want to be saving, it can be some mind trickery. So it's difficult out here. The good news is there is a lot of action. It's definitely rough. We're getting wet on the boat, so that's a good sign.
Yes, and that means we've got some good swells coming through. When we make our transition from open ocean foiling to near the coast, tell me about that.
That honestly becomes some of the most challenging. When you hit that area outside of Sandy's and Mauna Lua Bay, but particularly around Hanauma Bay, you get a lot of reverb coming off of hitting those walls, and it can just make it where bumps as big as you're riding are coming right back at your face. So that's, in my opinion, probably one of the trickiest sections of this whole race. And it's going to be exciting to see how they push through it.
Yes, and still pushing through the middle part. Tell me about the mindset of the athletes as we're getting to the midpoint of the Kiwi.
Yeah, I think now they're probably pretty settled in and just in their groove at this point, and trying to, again, see how hard they can push it while still keeping relaxed and knowing that they still have another 20 miles ahead of them.
Yeah, that's incredible. Thank you for all that, Mana'o, Jesse. We're going to keep you updated right here live on the waters here at the Kiwi Channel for this third annual Molokai to Oahu foil race. Back to you guys.
Enjoy yourselves out there. Chris, known to get seasick a little bit. Glad he's braving the elements to help us out here on the broadcast. Great job out there, Chris. All right, want to bring back in Mira. We're taking a look right here at the Dot Vision app. And so we're looking at the stratosphere of some of the racers out here. We got dots all over the place, so this thing is updating constantly. But it also helps with safety, correct?
Yeah, so if anyone falls or veers off course, our boats will get a little notice and then go and help the person right away and get them back up or make sure they're staying on course.
Yeah, so it's really incredible to see, you see all the competitors out there. You can click on all these different dots and you get information about the competitors. So if you're trying to follow somebody, folks, you can go and check that out. How can folks do that?
So to do this yourself, you can go to rogue.tv's website or khon2.com and you can figure out how to use this app and follow along in your own time.
Yeah, so you see some of the leaders right there. Kai Thompson, Haumani on top of the leaderboard right there. Again, this is updating constantly, so these GPS coordinates are updating constantly, so it's a great way to track what is happening. Now, one competitor lots of people are keeping their eye on is defending SUP champ Edo Tanas. We caught up with Edo before today's race to get his thoughts, gearing up for what he hopes is another first-place finish.
Last year was pretty crazy. I honestly didn't expect to win. I was never in first place until the very end, so it was a battle all the way to about 500 yards from the finish line. It felt like all the work had finally paid off for once. You work hard for a long time, and a lot of times things don't go your way, but when it does all seem to line up and everything's on your side and you manifest something and you finally make it happen, it's just like, feels like everything's aligning and you finally did it. You just put all this work and it just paid off. So it felt really, really good to see that happen. The goal is to win. I mean, I won last year, so the only thing I can do is lose. I'm the one holding the title right now, so as long as I'm holding it, the only way I can go is either hold it again or lose it. So I'm kind of all in on this, and I'm trying to defend my title.
brothers.
A big mahalo, big mahalo and a shout out to one of today's sponsors, Sunbum, keeping all of our competitors and athletes protected. Even Edo himself has the mineral signature face stick designed for demanding days in the water like this. And that's not all. Some of the fellow boat drivers and escort boats volunteers there staying cool and protected with the new Sunbum. Florence Marine X and Sunbum have teamed up with the hooded surf shirt, offering up to UPF 50 plus protection. So really important. You're out in the elements, very exposed, need that Sunbum protection.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of these
sun
guys,
and
they'll have hats on, they'll
Yeah.
have their rash guards, but yeah, it's definitely important to have your sun protection out there. You can see this leader, this guy is just hammering away, going probably about 20 miles per hour. Boat's probably having a hard time keeping up with him. Absolute athlete.
He's
right
going
here.
faster than most of the Mustang convertibles drive on the North Shore, actually. Come on, guys, we got to keep up the pace. Little PSA right there.
Yeah, just an incredible shot right there. You get a good glimpse of some of the speed that we're seeing in excess of 20 to 25 miles per hour peak. That is just blazing fast.
Especially
folks.
that sea level cam right there. You can really see how fast that board is moving over the water, and pretty impressive.
And when you're out in the water, sometimes the people in front of you disappear, just like how he's almost disappearing, right? Like the bumps are so big out there that you lose your rider or you lose your competition because they've just dropped into a giant trough and you just can't see them.
Yeah, some of the mana of Ka'ivi definitely apparent with that. All right, folks, our race coverage would not be possible without the support of our sponsors, including Armstrong Foils. Armstrong is proud to support the first ever broadcast of the M2O, driven by passion, not trends, designed for riders by riders. Big on safety, check the new Signal series. Be seen, the simplest, most cost-effective way to be safe in the ocean. Keep it here, folks. We'll be right back with more on the action.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
Aloha Livin', Aloha Lovin', Aloha Salads. Delicious, healthy choices made from locally sourced ingredients, like veggies from the North Shore and fish caught straight from Hawaiian waters, featuring amazing made-to-order salads like our popular Ono Island ahi, plus a wide selection of wraps and subs like grilled steak and chicken pesto. Order online and pick up on the go.
Healthy,
Fresh, local, and made with Aloha.
Aloha and welcome back to the beautiful yet oftentimes treacherous Ka'ivi channel, where we are broadcasting live the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship presented by the United States Coast Guard. Speaking of the Coast Guard, our Kate Piper standing by with a Coast Guard member. Hey, Kate.
Hello, we are at the Kaimana Beach Hotel finish line for the Molokai to Oahu Foiling Championship race. I am here with Jose from the Coast Guard, who is a wonderful sponsor of this event today. What does it mean for the Coast Guard to be a part of something so wonderful?
Well, what I can tell you is this is one of the biggest events that we've done as far as Coast Guard and entity like Molokai to Hawaii. So we're very happy, especially here being with the local recruiting office here in Honolulu and sponsoring a local event. It means the world to us here, and just supporting all these watermen and waterwomen doing this crazy event, Molokai to Hawaii.
You are right. It is absolutely crazy, but you know, they're working really hard out there and we can't wait to celebrate them when they get in. Thanks for speaking with us, Jose, and we'll see you again soon.
Kate and Jose. We're taking a look at some of the leaders out there who are just about getting to the halfway point of the Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship foil edition race. Okay, so we're keeping a track of the leaders, both with our cameras out there, with the helicopter with salt and air cam, as well as the Dot Vision app. What are you folks seeing?
Right here, this is Rob Stellick from Blue Planet. And then, what do we have here?
One of the Spencer brothers. So what we're seeing on the leaderboard right now is a constant back and forth between an extremely international crew. At the moment, we've got French Polynesia, we've got Hawaii, we've got Argentina, we've got Italy, and we got another Hawaiian, you know? So Jeffrey right here looks like he's in 5th place at the moment, right behind Edo. And then right in the lead at the moment, we've got Toaura from French Polynesia. So this is a really exciting race. It's going back and forth, and it could be just one swell, one little swell that catapults them like a watermelon seed being spit out and shoots them in front of the leader. So this is going to be a back and forth. If one of them falls right now, their race is pretty much done.
Yeah, you know, I want to mention, if you're looking here right now live and you're watching this guy as he's going through the bumps, and you can see him going up and down behind the bumps. What you're not seeing really is how much energy is out there. What you feel on the water, it's really hard to capture on video, on photo.
On screen, yeah.
On screen, it's really, really difficult. And there's so much raw energy out there. It's literally catapulting you forward. When you get on a good bump, it can pull you away from your competitor right behind you really quickly.
And anticipating that burst of energy, you know, under your feet, a lot of times, you know, you don't want to get the rug pulled out from under you, so to speak. So you have to be really in tune with what's going on right in front of you, and then what's coming up, you know, either you're dropping into or could be coming up from behind you. It's so much feel. Your eyes got to be forward, but you're just like kind of, you know, all sensors are firing.
Oh yeah, it's almost like tunnel vision sometimes. And then you have to pull back and take a look, okay, where am I?
Right.
And at the same time, then you're dealing with bursts of energy, you're dealing with having to control the foil. A lot of times racers are constantly saying it's about speed. And actually, because Ka'ivi has so many faces to it, you are dealing with a lot of factors and having to not only be fast, but you got to be able to relax and recover. And recovery, as you can see, sometimes when these guys are standing, you get on a good bump, that's where you got to breathe, relax, tell yourself, I got this.
I just am amazed how they're connecting the dots with these bumps and like going from, you know, one to the other quite seamlessly with the little pumping in between, but a lot of it is so graceful looking. And, you know, you got to watch out for the occasional malolo that might whack you in the hip. Maybe I've seen a seabird right there shooting by. So there's some natural factors, too, and some other creatures out there that are trying to get one place to another as well.
Maybe a few tiger sharks?
Could be. I mean, we know that for sure about those, what are those little, like, cookie cutter sharks, whatever? Those things are weird, but man, they're out there.
We've got Guido right here from Argentina. He currently lives in Maui. So we're up with the leaders now, which is really exciting. So the camera with the gimbal on the boat is actually up at the front. They've caught up with everybody. And we're going to be able to watch as we reach near to Oahu who's going to be taking the lead into the final stretch here. So it's really awesome to see that they've caught up now. You can see Guido, what he's doing here is he's getting a couple pumps in, breathing, resting, and then riding as much swell as he can.
Wow.
Now that's what you do not want to do, all right? So the boat wakes are a huge issue. He's probably a bit frustrated, saying, hey, get away from me. I don't want the wakes in my way because that could knock you over. So it's really tricky out there. We're all trying to do our best out there, but it's so hard to predict where you're going to go.
Yeah, and traversing left and right and, you know, filming boat, escort boat, all trying to, you know, do their best at their role in their job, you know, safety and capturing this amazing footage. It can get dicey.
Yeah, first live broadcast of this race, right? So
yeah.
Everybody's learning on the fly a little bit out here.
That's very true.
We got to give some
we also just watched him just quickly take a sip of water. One of the things that we haven't mentioned was the necessity to fuel up while you're out there. Hydration is super important. A lot of you guys also have like gels or something else. Like me, I had the mustard. But like these guys have the caffeine gels and you know they got their honey packs, whatever they can do to to get that energy and make it all the way through the most grueling
And I
thing
feel
they've
like,
ever done.
everybody's body responds differently to different things. So everybody's got their little recipes, right?
Yeah, I like the mustard one though.
Yeah,
so
that's
Kahi,
the most-
we're
that's
seeing
gotta be the most interesting.
We're seeing in the background. We talked about we're about halfway right now. You can see Molokai in the back. We can see Oahu kind of coming up on the left side of the screen right there. When you get to see Oahu and it starts to get closer and closer, you can make out like Coco Crater. You can make out Makapu'u Point. Does that give you a little mental advantage to like, okay, we're getting close?
A little boost.
It definitely gives you a huge mental boost at that point, because right here you're about halfway through and you're telling yourself, wow, I'm not sure if I can make it. But then you see Oahu clearly, you're like, okay, I can do this. I can rest for the next 2 weeks.
It
All right,
appears it appears just in time when you're reaching that breaking point. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So that's Guido again. He's currently not in the lead, but right behind the leaders. We still have the Tahitian and Kane right behind him. Guido right here, he's in third place. One of the Spencer twins right behind him. Edo, who won last year, looks like he's right behind them as well. This could be anybody's race right now. Down below, we've got Kai Thompson as well, who just switched over to Axis Foils. He's taking a lower approach to this, so even though he's not in the lead, he might have a more direct shot at the finish line if he gets a good groundswell. So it's all up in the air right now. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. This is getting really exciting.
Well, and these dot vision trackers are giving us a really good idea of who's out there and in what position. We just got word that Kane DeWild is up near the front of the pack, but his transmitter is kind of going in and out. So that's another variable that we have to deal with, being so far in the middle of the ocean, and with the signals and things that are beaming up to satellites and back down. It is definitely, you can't really pay attention to that kind of stuff, especially, and it's good that these guys don't know. They just got see what's around them, but
you really should be focusing. Yeah, for them, they're trying to focus on their own race, but it's so difficult when you see the guy you're chasing just a few hundred yards away.
Right.
Or just to your right or just to your left.
Yeah, it is definitely all between the ears at that point. You know, the mental game is so
I think what's interesting
vital.
to look at when you're looking at this dot vision map is that you have a straight run line. That's your straight across
your ideal
closest
course
line. Your ideal course going from point A to point B. There are of course a lot of other factors in there, which are a northerly running current in general in the middle of the channel. You can see the wingers much higher at the top, some of them going almost straight across to Makapu'u, which is what some of the the winners in the wing division, that was the course that they had taken across, going straight across. If you have a small fast foil, you can stay in the wind line. So it's really hard to tell, even though we're looking at a list that says, okay, this is the guy at the top of the list, 1, 2, 3, first, second, third place. It's really difficult to determine who's going to come in at the finish line first, because it depends on their skill as well. The guys that are coming straight across more northerly up towards Makapu'u might have the advantage of running straight downwind with swells, so long as they're not too close to the coastline. The guys that are coming in south could be using a lot of open ocean energy, but then of course they'll have to gain ground and come back up towards the Diamond Head buoy as they're coming back into Kaimana Beach. So it's really exciting. What you see on the map is so wide. You can see the wing foilers way up to the top, and then and several guys way down here to the south.
Yeah, Nani, you won back-to-back races. You said strategy was a big part of that, right?
Yeah, you have to have a good strategy, I think, just as far as racing. People ask about my training. Part of it is your foiling, but in any sport, whether you're running, you're foiling, you have good technique in what you do naturally, and then what you need to really practice is your finish and your start, I feel. I think those are really, really key points. Try to simulate what's going on at the start. You're going to look at the forecast. Okay, it's light. And a lot of times I think some of these guys are going out and it's like, I want to go out when it's firing, when the wind is cranking and the swells are good, but you got to practice in very moderate to mediocre conditions, because as you can see right now, I'm looking at the conditions, it looks super light in the middle of the channel. And for the wing foilers, as you can see, they're all much higher, but for the sup foilers, they can go across and really use the swell bumps.
Yeah, we've been talking about strategy. Let's hear from the athletes themselves on what their strategies are. Take a listen.
My race strategy for that day is just going to be commitment, like, and 100% to give it my all. Because this race will hopefully be like just around the 2-hour mark, I'm going to have the ability to just go all out and leave every ounce of energy I have on the water.
I think this year my race strategy is going to be going a little bit more south of the line, because last year I aimed straight towards China walls and then kind of had to go downwind and do more of a curve in my line. This year I want to go straighter and cut as straight as possible to the Diamond Head buoy. And a lot of the competitors probably will stay north, because that's just what everyone tends to do. They want to play it safe until the very end. But I think I will be a little bit riskier and go as straight as I can to the finish line. Cut it as short as possible.
My strategy is mistake-free, and then just having a good, confident race where you're happy about it, you feel good, you don't leave anything on the table, because this is what we're all doing it for, it's just for that one day.
I'm trying to just stick to my own game. It's really easy to get stuck into someone else's line, start battling with them and get taken a little bit off course, and you can easily lose track of that lead pack. So for me, just sticking to my own game plan, my own line, trying to just blur everyone else out and stick to my own guns, I guess.
So race strategy for the M2O, well, it's kind of simple. Get on foil early, don't crash, and make it to the finish. There's 3 stages: start, the middle, which is long, and then the end, which is hard. So yeah, just get on foil, stay on foil. Very simple.
Well, we want to say mahalo to Armstrong Foils, the brand, once again. It is proof in the pudding. Mr. Army Armstrong is out there racing on his equipment designed by him and his team. And they have a feeling first philosophy. We talked about that. Coming all the way from New Zealand, rough waters down there, so perfect testing and proving grounds for that Armstrong equipment. As far as manufacturing, Armstrong controls its own manufacturing from start to finish. No outsourcing, no compromising, built in-house using the highest standards. And if it doesn't feel good under your feet, it doesn't go out the door. So Armstrong, mahalo. Good luck to you, Mr. Army Armstrong. And mahalo for your great participation in making this broadcast possible.
A big mahalo to you, Rocky. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break while the competitors are still out there. We're going to be right back. The Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championships are brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank and the Priority Destinations credit card. Travel without boundaries.
We're here for the moment when the ocean calls. No schedules, no limits, only the chase. Welcome to Rogue TV. When the ocean calls, we answer.
In Hawaii, connection is everything. That's why Kamaka Air delivers daily, reliable, on-time air cargo that keeps our communities moving. Visit kamakaair.com.
I'll take on any wave, any adventure. And with my Priority Destinations credit card from First Hawaiian Bank, I can go anywhere. Earn unlimited miles on travel and dining. Then, redeem your Priority miles to go where you want. Plus, get 50,000 bonus miles. Priority Destinations. Travel without boundaries. Learn more at fhb.com/destinations. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Welcome back. The heat is on as the competitors are passing halfway. Hundreds of them are out there here at the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship, the foil edition, presented by the United States Coast Guard. It is launching across 2 exciting weekends. Begins today with this SUP and wing foil race, and then the Pro and Stand-Up Paddleboard events are going to follow coming up next Sunday. That will be July the 27th. You are looking live at some of the racers headed out to the island of Oahu, the island of Molokai. At their back, you can see right there, Makapu'u Point. See some of the, you see Hanauma Bay right there, Coco Head, Coco Crater, etc. Very interesting to see the island of Oahu from that angle. We're going to take a look at some of the women's leaders. Kahi, what are you seeing out there as far as the Wahine are doing?
Well, what we were seeing is the usual suspects as what we expected to be up front. It's a really cool story is the fact that we've got a power couple in between Gabriella DeBella, and Kane DeWild. Kane's currently in the lead, and let's see where Gabby is. Gabby is right in third place, but she's one of the favorites. She's only a few seconds behind the other women, Annie Reichert and Olivia Piana. So Annie's from the island of Maui, Olivia's from Europe, and Gabby's also from Maui. And they're in the pack, and they're number 39, 40, and 41. Like how close can you be? It's pretty amazing that they're right together, and they're beating the majority of the men.
Yeah, this is the final event of their Koakai Triple Crown that has been going on this summer, and so a lot at stake for these men and women wing and subfoilers.
Yeah, but like how Jesse said, the Koakai is great. The Triple Crown for surfing is maybe a bit more prestigious. Excuse me.
Yeah, let's revisit that some other time.
But the M2O
we'll digress.
the M2O is the event.
Right.
It's our pipeline, but it's like almost more important. That's the one that is
You wanna
really what
win.
all the bragging rights are.
Right.
If you got second place on all three but didn't win M2O,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be that stoked.
All right, folks,
It is
watching
the
this
big
race, these competitors, that obviously they make it look so easy, but of course, as we've been talking about, this race is beyond tough. So much preparations happens to get there. Here's how some of today's athletes train for M2O.
My training regimen for the M2O is a lot of long distance type of training and endurance training. Just trying to foil as much as I can. I feel like the best training for the race would be to be on foil as much as possible.
I love to throw in running, being in the gym, like hill sprints, biking, all of that, in addition to doing like 2 to 3 downwinders a day.
Last year I was really focused on my physical training, but this year I found that just spending a lot of time in the ocean might be even more beneficial in all those things. If you're nervous, I don't think you'll ever be able to perform as good as you would as if you were just relaxed and do what you normally do.
My training regimen for this year's M2O is a lot more foil focused because my background is in land sports and triathlons. So, I have the baseline conditioning down, but if you're the most fit person in the world and can't ride a foil efficiently, you're not going to do well in the race.
Kind of moving to much more training on the land. We're doing a lot of running just to work on the aerobic capacity, as well as incorporating a lot of cross training, getting some power into the legs, a lot of explosive stuff.
This year is a little bit more relaxed from previous years. In the past, I've spent a lot of time focusing a lot on conditioning, and I feel I've done enough of those in the past and just need to spend more time this year foiling on the board, feeling the gear I want to ride in the conditions that I think we're going to race in, just really fine-tuning that sword and sharpening my skills.
All right, that's a look at some of the athletes' training. Rocky, that is some serious stuff that they're doing out there to get ready for this grueling race.
And I saw a familiar face, Ezekiel Lau, going from shortboard competition to the foil.
Speaking of hammers, he's a hammer.
He's a big-time hammer, and I want to say mahalo to the Coast Guard. They're doing such an awesome job, and stepping in to help us broadcast this for the very first time. And so we're all, like you said earlier, Sam, kind of learning on the curve here and on the fly. We're winging it as we watch these guys sup and wing across the Kaiwi channel. Rogue.tv is where you can catch the action as well. And the speeds, the calm demeanor as well is really something that I'm impressed by, and how, making it look easy is kind of an overused cliche. I just want to say the composure, and then crossing over wakes like that with that type of style and just cruising demeanor is very, very impressive to me.
You know, some of the guys that make it look the easiest are the fastest.
Gotcha.
Because they're being efficient. They know exactly when to pump. It's not always about just pump, pump, pump.
Right.
He's pumping right at the right time that is going to give him that little squirt that pushes him forward. So this is one of the leaders. I believe this is Toaura. Sorry if I said that incorrectly, but he is one of the leaders right here. It currently looks like he's in 3rd place, but the way this dot vision is happening, it's changing every few seconds. So all we know is he's in the top 5, and you can see he looks like he's just having fun cruising out there. He's probably listening to music. He's hanging out. A lot of us do bring our tunes out in the water, so choosing the right playlist is really important.
That's right, good fun out there. So we're getting to the point where we're thinking about the finish line, and that's where our Kate Piper is standing by live. Hey, Kate.
Hi, thanks, Sam. Thanks for checking in here on the beach. We are here at Kaimana Beach Hotel, and there are people setting up on the beach ready to come in and support and celebrate these amazing athletes as they cross the Kavi'i Channel. We are so excited to be here. There's plenty of beachgoers. They don't even know that they're about to experience and witness such greatness as our athletes are crossing the finish line. I am so excited to get to check in and get to speak with some of the finishers as they roll through and get to hear their story and the amazing journey that they are currently taking right now. It is not easy, but it is worth it. And they are chasing glory on such a beautiful, beautiful day. We've got some breeze, we've got some wind. Things are looking good for our athletes, and we are just hoping for the best and hoping for a clean, great finish right here towards Kaimana Beach Hotel. Yes, we are so excited. I'm so excited to be here. Can't wait to talk with you guys more throughout the show and throughout the broadcast. And I can't believe that I get to be here and experience something so great. It's the biggest it's ever been, with competitors all around the world. It is just going to be something to watch. So thanks for tuning in with us here at home. I am Kate Piper for KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
Everybody getting to the finish line out there. We have the finish line covered. We're in studio, we're in the helicopter, and we're also on the water where Chris and Jesse are joining us live. Aloha, gentlemen. Hope you're not too seasick out there. Moving pretty quickly, huh?
Woo! Oh, we're getting wet over here. Yeah, it's been kind of tricky catching up with these foilers, and when we do see them, it's amazing to see the technique and how they are really negotiating these tricky conditions in the fray of the challenging Ka'i'i Channel. Jesse, tell me, how's it going?
It's going good. You know, we're starting to approach Oahu, and this is, in the next 5 or so miles, this is where the fatigue really starts to kick in. This is where you start having to push through. You're sore, you start maybe getting on the verge of cramping, and you're just trying to make sure you have a solid end of this race. So we're not quite there, but we're definitely getting into that section where the first 20 miles where you had the adrenaline and energy is starting to fade, and now you're starting to feel it.
Yes, and again, earlier you're talking about staying on that edge, but also pushing it. That gets super tricky at this point.
Absolutely. You want to go fast, but you don't want to breach or do anything that could compromise you falling. Because all that time you would have gained by going as fast as you could, if you fall, it can put you back miles behind your competitors. So it's really, yeah, it's a really dicey game that they're playing, especially the guys in the front.
Yes, and speaking of the guys in the front, they're kind of feels like miles ahead of everybody. What's kind of the tricks that they're using to really dominate this competition?
Yeah, I mean, I don't actually know who's in the front right now. I know that my pick to win this would be Edo, the returning champ. This guy's such a beast in the water, and he's just a machine. So he would be my pick, but I'd have to say that there's another guy who's kind of a contrasting style, Kane, who really is just such an efficient rider, and he's so relaxed when he's going. And I think he's also got a good shot of winning this. My dark horse would probably be Nick Kapule. He's someone who, if he's having a good race today, you never know. He'd come out in shock. But you got guys like Kai Lenny, a bunch of good names in the mix. And yeah, we'll see how they're doing. I have no idea. I can't see where they are, but I know they're way ahead.
Yes, but we know the people in the studio can as they're tracking in. We're going to keep you with live updates right here on the water in the midst of the 3rd annual Molokai to Oahu Paddle Race Foil Edition. Chris Atronic, Jesse Yonover, back to you.
Chris and Jesse, yeah, we're going to keep you updated with the very latest. The leaders, you can see, they're getting close to Oahu, folks. Don't go away. We're going to be right back. We're going to take a quick time out. But first, we want to say mahalo to our sponsor, Aloha Salads. helping to make this broadcast possible. Healthy, fresh, local Aloha Salads.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
Aloha Livin', Aloha Lovin', Aloha Salads. Delicious, healthy choices made from locally sourced ingredients, like veggies from the North Shore and fish caught straight from Hawaiian waters, featuring amazing made-to-order salads like our popular Ono Island ahi, plus a wide selection of wraps and subs like grilled steak and chicken pesto. Order online and pick up on the go.
Healthy,
Fresh,
local,
and made with Aloha.
Remember this guy? Yeah, that was me, the CW star. But I've grown up, and so has Hawaii CW. So I'm reintroducing Hawaii CW by introducing someone who's already a star, Miss Hawaii USA, Aisha Rose Wata.
Mahalo, Mikey. In the coming months, I'll keep you up to date on all the exciting things happening on Hawaii CW. Action-packed sports, plus fresh programs you won't want to miss. Hawaii CW, Spectrum Channel 13, and Hawaiian Telcom Channel 2. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. We are checking out the Dot Vision app here at the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship Foil Edition, brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. I'm joined by Mira, who's been tracking some of the racers with this Dot Vision system. We got some GPS tracking right here. You can see them all along this straddle right here. We got the line between Molokai to Oahu. Tough to stay in one line with all of this happening. We talked about the bumps, etc., with Kahi and Nani. But Mira, what are we seeing right here as far as what this app does?
Yeah, so everyone was picked up their little GPS tracker before the race, and so we can kind of follow along in real time, kind of helping you guys announce and the boats track them. So basically what we're looking at is just the array as they get a little bit closer to the finish line over there.
Yeah, so we're looking at some of the leaders right there. We saw Edo out there in front, Kai Thompson right there from Australia, Edo Tanas right there. He joined us on Wake Up Today a little bit earlier this week. You got to check that one out. Haunani, Gallagher, etc. So we're seeing some of the leaders right there. And then with the pictures, you could see also that's where some of our cameras are, so you could see some of the live action. So how can folks at home track the action?
So if you're interested in exploring the magic of Dot Vision yourself, you can go to rogue.tv's website or khon2.com.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Mira. Just incredible to be able to track this live. Now, among the diverse field of competitors that we are tracking, we also have some Coast members competing. Here's one of their stories.
I'm Gage Schoen here. I'm the operations officer on board Coast Guard cutter Hollyhawk. The Coast Guard has been an amazing opportunity for me and really allowed me to explore my passions while also serving my country. It's really cool that the Coast Guard was able to partnership with the M2O organization to sponsor this race. It's two organizations where one, the Coast Guard, we're passionate about keeping people safe on the water, and everyone who's participating in the M2O loves being on the water. So it's a perfect match between those two organizations.
And if you're drawn to the ocean, we invite you to look for an exciting possible career with the Coast Guard. And I myself actually got to jump out of that Dolphin helicopter back when I was a city and county lifeguard, cross-training with them. And man, I nearly got the bug. You know, leaving Hawaii is tough, but man, we talk about a great opportunity to see many different oceans across our United States, and to be able to serve, protect, defend, and save. It is such a important part of our our defense, for the United States. And so right there, that Dolphin helicopter, an amazing bit of equipment that we get to feature. And Kahi and I were talking about remnants of the show Airwolf. And man, you feel like you're like Airwolf in that thing, man. You feel so cool. And then jumping out, you're like, oh, bro, this is awesome. So go to gocoastguard.com and.
What was really cool is some of these foilers. So those two Coast Guard foilers in the race, they're not from Hawaii.
Okay.
So they grew up on the continent.
Right.
And that Coast Guard brought them to Hawaii. Like what a dream
assignment, right?
I wonder if they're getting paid right now.
Yeah, they're on duty, bro. They're on duty just in case, man. They need it.
So what you're seeing right here, we've got the camera on the app, and you can see it's closest to right here. We're going to be watching Toaura, right? So
he's from the island of Tahiti.
And he looks like he's in Tahitian cruise mode right now.
He is.
These guys
He doesn't even look like he's broken a sweat yet.
Yeah, cool as a cucumber.
Yeah.
A Tahitian cucumber.
So that's what you see.
Poisson crew.
So when you see just that cruise stance, right? So obviously pumping right here, and then once you catch the bump, that's when just kind of relax, save the energy, ride the bump out. That's how it works.
Yeah, you're going to ride that energy for as long as you can, but that energy is going to disappear. So you need to find the next bump that you're going to go to. In this case, for them, most of them, it's going to be right in front of them. They are going down the stairs in a sense.
Gotcha.
See, there he peeled off. He just peeled off to go behind. Now he's dropping into another one.
To find another one.
Another one. But what the winners are going to be doing is peeling off as little as possible and just going straight down, going down the stairs.
Because lateral movement will not help you.
No, lateral movement slows you down. And what you want to do is be going forward as much as you can.
So we can see.
And when you get on bumps that are fast enough, then you're able to overtake, and you're almost it's like Pac-Man, eating bumps.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get over and across, and that's only when you can get on the good solid groundswell bumps that give you a lot more speed, and then you can pump through. Same thing with the wing. Wing foilers are going to be moving side to side, with the wind, and you have to be sailing right and left a little bit here and there. It is a wind-driven sport, so you've got to use a sail. But at the same time, if you can combine that and also know how to use the swell bumps, just like the SUP foilers are, and try to get yourself moving as straight down the swells as possible, then you're going to be moving a lot faster and gaining ground over your other competitors.
I really like that Pac-Man analogy. That's a lot of fun.
That's a good one.
They're using that Pac-Man to get to the finish line, where our Kate Piper is standing by live. Aloha, Kate.
Thank you, Sam. The anticipation builds as we are waiting for the first finishers to cross that finish line. They have trained and worked so hard in and out of the water to become the athletes that they are today. I can't wait to get to talk to one of them and hopefully get that winner as they cross the finish line. And the treacherous channel of bones is something that is just a legendary and epic moment for these athletes, and I just can't wait to be here to capture it live for you guys. We've got the finish line in sight. We've got our athletes coming strong. The wind is still good, so we're keeping our fingers crossed and hoping for a great finish, and we can't wait to capture it all here for you folks, and I'm just excited to be a part of it. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to keep you folks updated the next time we check in here at the beach, okay? Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
All right, mahalo, Kate. Yeah, the athletes around Ka'ivi Coast right now, going through Ka'ivi Channel to get to Oahu, and they're going to end up at Kaimana Beach Hotel. And this broadcast was brought to you in part by Kaimana Beach Hotel, where surf culture meets modern Waikiki. Check in, paddle out. Keep it here, folks. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll be right back.
Definitely when you're doing the channel crossings, you're always wearing high vis. The Molokai to Oahu is a classic example. Everyone's usually got high vis race gear on. It's actually really hard to see people with white caps in the water. A person even sitting on a board disappears really quickly in a windy ocean. So I think it's just a really important bit of kit.
Aloha Livin', Aloha Lovin', Aloha Salads. Delicious, healthy choices made from locally sourced ingredients, like veggies from the North Shore and fish caught straight from Hawaiian waters, featuring amazing made-to-order salads like our popular Ono Island ahi, plus a wide selection of wraps and subs like grilled steak and chicken pesto. Order online and pick up on the go.
Healthy,
fresh,
local,
and made with Aloha.
I'll take on any wave, any adventure. And with my Priority Destinations credit card from First Hawaiian Bank, I can go anywhere. Earn unlimited miles on travel and dining. Then, redeem your Priority miles to go where you want. Plus, get 50,000 bonus miles. Priority Destinations. Travel without boundaries. Learn more at fhb.com/destinations. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Welcome back. You are looking live right there at Koko Head as well as Koko Crater. The athletes are getting close right here to Mauna Lua Bay. They are along Ka'ivi Coast. Some of the leaders are getting about, we'd say about 10 miles away from the finish line right now. So anticipating the finish coming up soon, folks. You are looking right now live at the Salt and Air Chopper Camp brought to you by the U.S. Coast Guard. This is the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championships, the foil edition, and it is exciting. Check out some of the foil action that we're seeing right here. Okay, so 10 miles to go. What are the athletes thinking right now, Nani?
Now it's all about how can I get down as fast as possible, which route to take. Going closer in my opinion, is what you want to avoid, especially with this high tide running. And if you've planned for your race, looked ahead, what's going on with the ocean, what's going on with the tides, you are hopefully staying further away from the coastline. Anytime you come in close to the coastline, in fact, when we're doing coaching going from China Walls down to Diamond Head, I tell people you got to look at the obstacles that you're working with on your run. And here we've got, you're looking at Koko Head, and if you're inside of Koko Head, if you look behind you and you're inside of Koko Head, or if you're really close to that coastline, you are dealing with reverb of water, reverb of air. You're also going to have Koko Head blocking all that energy coming from the open ocean from Ka'ivi Channel. So it looks like, as we're looking at the dot vision board, a lot of the guys, especially on SUP, have taken a more southerly route than the run line that you're looking at. And I think a lot of that has to do with the high tide that's pushing as they're coming in. So they're trying to stay in the energy right outside in Ka'ivi. And last year it looked like a lot of guys came in closer towards Hanauma Bay or in towards ADs, which is our kind of our local coastal runs, from Allen Davis down past China Walls and straight into Black Point and Kaimana.
The section that a lot of them are in right now is the most difficult section. It's when you got a lot of reverberation bouncing off of the wall at what you guys call Koko Head, or also known as Kawaihoa. A lot of that energy makes bumps coming at you too, so it gets really complicating. So you'll see a lot of falls happen in that area. It looks like Kane and Edo have both made it through that section clearly, and they are still neck and neck. Edo's taken a more southerly approach to the end of the race, which strategically could pay off if he's able to get a lot more groundswell coming in. And what Kane is doing, he's trying to take a more direct angle. So let's see where we go from here.
Some of the leaders right now might be thinking, why do I do this? So we talked to some of the athletes beforehand about their motivation for doing foil, about why they do this. Let's listen to them.
Downwind foiling for me is like snowboarding on a powder day.
You're not fighting against it. You're not like trying to push. You're trying to go with it in the direction that you're headed.
You're completely out. There's no other tracks. You're just trying to harness the energy that's out there. It's a rhythm that you find with the ocean. Once you're in sync with that rhythm, it's effortless.
It's like becoming part of nature. You're like the seabirds out there, or a flying fish, or a dolphin.
Just a really unique feeling with just like the quietness and the speed and what I'm feeling under my feet. Kind of like this sailing, voyaging type of surfing.
You learn to work with the wind and the wind swell and use it to your advantage.
you're not only using energy from the ocean, wind, swells, current, you're flying over the water. It's exhilarating. It's very freeing. It's like dynamic meditation where you're only there in that moment.
Just think of all the best downwind, downhill sports you can think of, skiing, mountain biking, put it on the ocean, and it's just such a blast.
You know, you can get out there on your run and imagine you're doing a lap in a skate park and doing turns and flowing and carving, or you can do what this Molokai race is all about and trying to push the limits and chase speed and chase performance and go as fast as you can.
So it's a little bit sketchy, but it's also so freeing because the ocean is your playground and there's no roads. You just pretty much go wherever you feel like.
But this is freedom. Like that is what downwind foiling feels like. You don't have anything in your way. It's just you, your board, the foil, and a vast ocean of bumps to ride, surf, and enjoy.
Living in the moment, free out on the open ocean in Ka'ivi Channel, competing, going across one of the most prestigious, glorious, and beautiful runs in all of the world. Not bad out there for these athletes competing in the Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championships today with the foil edition. Out there with them, enjoying the sights and sounds, is Chris and Jesse, who join us now live. Aloha, gentlemen.
Hey, aloha to you, Sam, and everybody. Yes, it's been an incredible day, and it's been an incredibly humbling seeing these foilers outrun our two-engine boat. We're getting closer to the end, though. I heard they're just about 8 or 7 miles away. What's going on right now, Jesse?
Yeah, so from what I could see on the tracker, it looked like this is a full-on scrap between Edo and Kane, and I'm honestly so excited to hear and see that. And this is the point of the race where it's going to be a battle. We're going to see who's got that ice in the veins, who's going to be able to dig deep and really come out the victory. And yeah, I don't think we could have asked for much better conditions than this. And I'm just happy to hear that you're talking about some of the best foilers in the world, and it's coming down to just such a narrow margin of victory. It's exciting.
Yes, and I wish we were a little bit closer to get the look, but we're still seeing some of the great foilers that are still in the mid-pack. It's still got a long way to go, right?
Yeah, so you're going to have, behind all the top dogs, you're going to have a lot of guys right now who they're fighting their own personal battle, because at the end of the day, it's really you versus the Ka'ivi Channel. And so some of the guys that are in the middle or end of the pack, they're just trying to hang in the game and make sure that they can finish this race.
That's incredible. And I know we see Oahu, we're coming up on Port Lock as well as Sandy Beach. Tell me about the transition here.
So this kind of becomes some of the more precarious waters because, like I talked about earlier, you're getting a lot of that backwash. Sometimes, like I said, waves as big as you're riding are coming straight at you. So it's very easy to fall right here, and if you do, it's very hard to get back up. So hopefully these guys are kind of staying on that more outside line to avoid as much of that backwash as they can. And then we're going to get into Mauna Lua Bay, where typically the bumps are going to be a little bit smaller than what you're seeing out here along the Ka'ivi coast. And it just becomes that home stretch of, can you push through the pain? Can you push through the fatigue and cramps or whatever you're dealing with to make sure you get across that finish line?
Incredible, but no, that's what it's all about. Jesse Yonover, Chris Latronic here live in the Ka'ivi Channel on our way to the finish. Sending things back to you.
Jesse, yeah, we're getting an idea of pushing through the pain right here with this competitor, giving it his all. This is heart right here.
This is where you really dig deep. You got your boat yelling at you. Right now the boat is probably screaming at this competitor, go, 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 and just cheering. And he's feeling so good right now, but he's absolutely exhausted. He gets a moment to take a deep breath, and it's time to just catch up. So let's see what happened.
Yeah, we're looking at the lead up to what caused his wipeout, and it looks like he just went too far, the nosedive right there.
Yeah, he just misread a bump out there. When we looked at where he was at, that's starting where you get the reverberation all the way from Kawaihoa out there and Makapu area. It's just reverbs happening, and it's hard to pop up. You know, and it's even harder to ride. So these guys are doing their best out there. He's probably exhausted. He still has about 15 miles to go. then it's time to dig deep. And when you got your crew cheering you on, it makes it that much easier.
So how much energy does it take? I guess, maybe not a measurement, but just maybe an explanation of when you go down, you go from 20 miles an hour to 0, and then you got to get back up to speed. You got to catch a bump. And we saw him try a couple of times to get a bump and couldn't. He had to go back down to sitting. So what kind of exertion are we talking about there?
You're talking about the most challenging thing that you've ever done when it comes to a sport. I actually threw out my back 4 times learning this sport in the pop-ups, I had a bulging disc as a result of trying to figure out how to pop up.
You're making this so appealing for me.
But we were learning when there were no YouTube videos. The gear was terrible.
Gears were primitive,
Now you can go to camps and whatnot. So it's a lot easier now. It's a lot easier now, but it's still extremely difficult. What that man just went through is some of the most excruciating but rewarding things that you can do.
I mean, I could feel his pain from here, and we're in a comfortable air-conditioned studio, but man, after what he just crossed over, 3/4 of the way there, 30 plus miles, and then to have that happen must have been not only, physically really distressing, but also mentally.
I want to point out that, here we are kind of highlighting what happened and crashing and then going down. And we briefly discussed here in the studio where you have to sit down, take a pause. And you could see in the cam here that he sat down, knew what to do, relaxed, took a breather, and then got back up. And he was able to get back up on
just
foil.
collect yourself a little bit.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're taking a live look right there. That was at the Coast Guard, the Salt and Air cam presented by the U.S. Coast Guard. You can see some of the athletes right there stretching along Mauna Lua Bay. Riding right along Kalanianaole Highway, folks. So if you're headed into town, they might be going faster than you are right now if you're in traffic. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to bring you back. We're getting ready for the finish line, folks. Keep it here. This is brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank and the Priority Destinations credit card. Travel without boundaries. We'll see you in a sec.
Kaimana Beach Hotel, an oceanfront escape for your barefoot lifestyle.
In Hawaii, every delivery matters, whether it's for your family, your business, or your community. Kamaka Air provides daily inter-island cargo service and charter flights to keep life moving, on time, every time. For 32 years, we've delivered with speed, reliability, and precision, connecting people and goods across our home. Kamaka Air, local cargo, delivered right. Visit kamakaair.com.
You can see some of the competitors out there racing along Mauna Lua Bay, right along Kalanianaole Highway. Some of the landmarks you might be familiar with, folks. You can see some of Mauna Lua, also known as Hawaii Kai, getting into Kuli'o'o, Niu Valley, Aina Haina, etc. We're getting close to the finish line here at the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship Foil Edition, presented by the United States Coast Guard. All right, Kahi, you said some of the competitors real close right now. Do you know who we're looking at right here?
We're looking at Kane DeWild. He is neck and neck with Edo Tanas. So this is number 1 and number 2. They're going back and forth. He right here, Kane has taken an inside line, while Edo is a couple hundred yards deeper in the ocean. So this is a neck and neck thing. You can look how calm this man is. He's in the lead. It's not always about muscling. It's a contrast when we get to see Edo. Edo's gonna just look like this thoroughbred racehorse animal beast, and then you got Kane, who's just kind of cruising there. So it's really cool to see the contrasting styles.
Yeah, very contrasted styles. Jesse put it, it's a scrap to the finish, which is interesting, being that we saw that Max Holloway title fight last night. Max victorious over Dustin Poirier. So yeah, some good scraps going on in Hawaii right now, all in good fun. So yeah, going to be fun to watch this one till the finish. And we will get to the finish pretty soon, but we're watching all of the competitors right now as they get along the island of Oahu. Mira joins us now. And so we're following right now with the Dot Vision app. But we're going to continue to follow this after we're done with the broadcast. Once the race is all pow, once all the leaders have completed the race, there's still going to be some folks out there who haven't completed. But if that's your auntie, your uncle, your friend, your cousin, etc., you can still follow along. Mira, can you tell them how folks can do that?
Yeah, so after the race, the trackers will still be live. You can go on khon2.com or rogue.tv. And if you have anybody that you're looking for in particular, you can hit the little favorite or the heart button next to their name, and it'll kind of pop up, so they'll be a little bit easier to track within our pack till they get to that finish line.
Yeah, so again, for folks, just to be very clear, how they can follow along, because again, our broadcast will end at about 1:30, so we got just about 40 minutes left. How folks can follow along.
So that'll be on rogue.tv's website or khon2.com to do the tracker on your own, or you can fast forward it or slow it down, however you like.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Mira. Yeah, folks, follow along if you can. And as we anticipate the arrival of our first finishers here as we're getting to the island of Oahu, we just want to take a moment to reflect on how diverse this race is. We have competitors from all ages, all over the world, and as grueling as this race can be, they keep on coming back, including a Coast Guard member stationed right here in Hawaii.
Through my career in the Coast Guard, I've had the opportunity to enjoy the ocean and participate in all these activities that I love, just being stationed by the water.
Without the Coast Guard supporting my participation in the first Molokai to Oahu race, my life the last 6 years would have been totally different. And that race in 2019 kind of set me up and opened up a bunch of incredible opportunities in my life.
All right, so mahalo to the Coast Guard, and so great to have two participants from our Coast Guard service participating in today's race and kind of being out there mixing it up with these great athletes. And if you have a interest in finding your calling in the ocean, you can check out gocoastguard.com. There is an interesting and fulfilling career waiting for you to protect, defend, and save. Huge thank yous to the U.S. Coast Guard. Mahalo.
How's those shots right there? We got Leahi right there, Diamond Head in the background. Does it get any better than that?
Salton Air Chopper Cam presented by U.S. Coast Guard has been priceless footage.
That has. You can also see how the bumps have laid down, how it's gotten a lot less wild now that we're in Mauna Lua Bay. We also have now the local drone pilots out there. We see one that we always have out there, the nice green drone from Kaulele. He's been one of the guys that's always shooting us, so big shout out to him. He's following Kane at the moment, who is still neck and neck with Edo. This is gonna be a race to the very end, probably separated by a few seconds.
And, you know, could we have a photo finish, you know, right at the end? That's would be the most exciting we could hope for, you know?
I think another cool thing to mention is now we've got some of the wingers nearly catching up with the leaderboard. It's kind of a testament to how fast you can go on the ocean. There's not that big of a difference between using a wing or a paddle when it comes to how fast you can go. So looks like the leading winger is in maybe right around the 5th place mark with the sup foilers at the moment. So they're probably going to catch the leaders right at the end there.
Look at that shot right there. That is just unbelievable. The footage that you're seeing as they approach Leahi Diamond Head. Getting close to the finish, of course, right around the corner. Kaimana Beach, getting around Diamond Head. The winds, does it change? Does the surf change as far as, and I know we're approaching high tide, Nani. Can you tell us a little bit about what they're expecting?
Oh yeah, with the high tide, I know Kahi had mentioned this before, we're naturally going to get a tide that's running, a current that's running towards our finish line, towards Kaimana Beach, and it goes from China Walls down towards past Kahala, past Black Point, past Diamond Head, and into Kaimana Beach. And so, as you can see here on the cam, everything is rather flattened out in comparison to what we were seeing in the middle of the channel. So these guys are trying to stay on good bumps, stay as relaxed as possible, getting forward. You know, it's really nice when you're coming into the finish line and you see, wow, there's Diamond Head. I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
I'm curious, watching the wing guys, that little hand movement there, is that just a reflex or does that serve a purpose? Because you see a lot of the suppers, they're doing the pumping, right? Because they don't have the wind power. You don't see the wingers pumping their legs as much, but they're using their hands and jiving like that. What's the purpose there?
What you're seeing here, the pumping of the sail is the same thing as the pumping of the foil.
Okay.
They're both wings. They work exactly like bird wings, airplane wings.
Excellent point that I forget sometimes. That yes, a wing up there and a wing in below.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so here you can flap the wing basically to give yourself a little extra boost and lift.
Okay.
And that's going to give you forward pull. You can see he's driving his wing pretty straight downwind and really trying to use the bumps. I would say personally, if you're able to stay active on the foil and pump the foil at the same time, that's going to be key in getting forward on the bumps, especially with a competitor right next to you. That's what helped me last year in winning 2024 by 5 seconds.
That's right, back-to-back world champ. Thank you so much, Nani. And folks, we're going to glide into a quick commercial break right now as they continue the action, but we're going to be right back in just a bit. This moment, this challenge, this crossing, brought to you by Salt and Air Studios and Rogue TV. We celebrate those who push past the horizon and chase the impossible. Download the Rogue TV app or head to rogue.tv to witness more adventure sports anytime, anywhere.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
Remember this guy? Yeah, that was me, the CW star. But I've grown up, and so has Hawaii CW. So I'm reintroducing Hawaii CW by introducing someone who's already a star, Miss Hawaii USA, Aisha Rose Vata.
Mahalo, Mikey. In the coming months, I'll keep you up to date on all the exciting things happening on Hawaii CW. Action-packed sports, plus fresh programs you won't want to miss. Hawaii CW, Spectrum Channel 13, and Hawaiian Telecom Channel 2. Stay tuned.
Aloha Livin', Aloha Lovin', Aloha Salads. Delicious, healthy choices made from locally sourced ingredients, like veggies from the North Shore and fish caught straight from Hawaiian waters, featuring amazing made-to-order salads like our popular Ono Island ahi, plus a wide selection of wraps and subs like grilled steak and chicken pesto. Order online and pick up on the go.
Healthy,
fresh, local,
and made with Aloha.
I'll take on any wave, any adventure. And with my Priority Destinations credit card from First Hawaiian Bank, I can go anywhere. Earn unlimited miles on travel and dining. Then, redeem your Priority miles to go where you want. Plus, get 50,000 bonus miles. Priority Destinations. Travel without boundaries. Learn more at fhb.com/destinations. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
We're counting down the minutes as we approach the finish line here at the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship Foil Edition. We got the leaders right here, Kai.
Oh, yeah, wow. We can see both of them. We got Edo there, the orange board, and Kane right in front of him. They look as though it's maybe only 50 yards between the two of them. It's really going to come down to, look, he's getting onto a groundswell right here. This is what it's all about, man.
And one is goofy foot on the inside. The other's regular foot.
On the outside.
Facing the outside, so they're gonna like be face to face as they come in too. That's gonna be interesting.
Potentially, they could be right next to each other. Wow! Look!
Oh
my God! Look at this, people. They are right next to each other. The interesting thing here is Edo. This is his home waters. He knows this place like the back of his hand. But the challenge is he's on a really small foil, whereas Kane is on a much bigger foil. So he's taking the lead right now, but Kane might just be like, I'm going to save my energy and I'm going to pump to the finish line, pass Edo. I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
but hey,
you've got
this
a little
this is where we're
dog
at.
in the race here, bro.
I love them both. I love them both.
It is kind of like you see Kane in the rear, kind of working for that last possession. You know, in other ball sports where you try to get that. You know, when you're going to be, it's going to be close. You kind of time it for that last possession.
Well, this is where the mental really comes in. And when somebody passes you by, that can really affect you. And we had this thing in racing called hook, line, and sink 'em. And if you can sink them and pass by with speed, it's
like
definitely.
what's gonna happen right now.
Oh wow! Look at that. He's caught up.
So he just got catapulted up to him. Edo's having to work. This is going to be just, oh man, this is just almost difficult to watch, but it's so exciting.
So in Tahiti, when I was there last November on a family trip, I was watching kids in the Punavia boat harbor in Tapuna riding boat wakes. And I just saw them kind of traverse over that jet ski wake. Was there any possible little boost from that?
No, there's no boost. It slows you down, and you do not want any wakes to get in your way. So,
I'm actually surprised that jet ski went right through them.
Yeah, so why Kane was passing over that jet skis just to get to the next bump?
Yeah, you don't have a choice. You got to go where the bumps are taking you. You try to avoid the wakes as much as you can. But you see here, Edo is sticking an inside line. He's trying to catch as much of the groundswell as he can. Here he's at suicides, the wave now. He's going to try and catapult one here across through zeros over to tongs, hopefully catch something at rice bowls, and then finally get one at Old Man's across the finish line. You can see the total different approaches. Here Kane's on much further outside. Kane is right by that wake. Edo just got one at suicides. This is very good for Edo, but remember, he is on a really small foil, which will be really hard to pump to the end.
It's amazing to see how close that they got about a couple minutes ago, right?
Yeah, they almost could high-five each other.
High paddle. Are they throwing shakas or maybe throwing the bird? I don't know, but it was interesting to see that. And what a beautiful shot that is.
They're close friends. They're probably not talking at all. You're in your own mind right now. But watching your competitor pull away from you has got to be very defeating. And I hope that at this point, Kane can dig deep and make this a little more exciting because it looks like Edo is running away with it.
Oh, he's got that little groundswell coming up to the Outrigger Canoe Club. You see all the va'a right there and approaching Kaimana Beach.
But you see how he looked back?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Gave a little look back.
Dangerous.
Don't do that.
Just focus, buddy. You've got about 200 yards left here.
Oh,
Let's
man.
focus through. Looks like he's going to get some groundswell to finish this up.
What's the burn feeling like right now in the legs?
Oh man, he's gonna leave everything on the table here. He's burning right now.
Yeah.
I imagine the adrenaline got to kick in at some point, right? Well, obviously the fatigue, but Nani, can you speak to the adrenaline you get when you get this close to the finish?
Especially since my race last year was very similar to this. We were actually further apart, but then came in very close outside of Kahala. And from there, at that point, for me, most of the race was, you got this, you got this. And as soon as I saw the other winger, which was Anna from Armstrong Foils, it was like, well, at this point, I'm going to pump all the way in and make sure I'm not letting this person beat me.
And you're going to leave it all in the ocean.
Yes. And a lot of it was mental, actually. We kind of converged in towards Diamond Head at the buoy, and then I shot around her right in front. Use that technique from racing before and just go out to the buoy, grab a groundswell and come in. Here he comes.
Here's the orange finish line.
Gosh, my heart is pumping.
He is on the edge of his seat.
He's got this. He won it. Yes.
Wow. There it is. There it is.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Edo Tanas, the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship Foil Edition champion. Kahi, what's that feeling got to be like for him right now?
Oh man, I'm so happy for him. He's exhausted. He had a very challenging Maui to Molokai race. He was expected to win that, but he didn't even place in the top 3. So it was this is a major comeback for him. And look, the first winger is coming across right now. Is that Bobo? We better check the leaderboard.
Is that Kane right there to the right? Yeah,
Kane's right there. So in that end section,
so that inside track really proved that
they were right next to each other.
The better route. Yeah, they kind of crossed. He's like, I'm going outside, I'm going inside, and then Edo just took off.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just luck.
Yeah.
He got some really good groundswell there.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit of, hey, I know these waters. I'm gonna go and do what I do every day.
Yeah.
And Kane's from Maui, so Kane won the other races on Maui.
Okay.
So
home field advantage.
Home court advantage there.
Nani,
Looks
back-to-back champ. What's Edo feeling right now?
Oh, I think number one, absolute exhilaration. At the same time, you're exhausted.
Exhaustion. Yeah. The two
Mental
E's
exhaustion,
there, yeah.
physical exhaustion. So happy to just be back, especially because we live here. I'm home. I'm home. What a feeling. Such an amazing athlete. He is super humble, very giving, always smiling, very positive, always, out there high-fiving everybody in the waters. Right here, this is kind of like the foil hub that you can see in Waikiki, coming in for downwinding or just as a beginner, right out at Tongues. And you'll oftentimes see our world champion, Edo, right out there at Tongues. So it's really nice to be able to bring the foil community like this, but I know he's probably feeling just thrilled to have won this M2O, especially coming back from M2M.
Yeah, Edo was in studio just a few days ago, came by. I asked him about foiling because I want to get into it. He spent 5 minutes talking to me about foiling and just sparing his time, right? Just an incredible young man. Big congratulations, Edo Tanas, the victor of the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship SUP edition. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to be right back. First, want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Kamaka Air, Hawaii's leading inter-island freight and charter carrier. Proud to support the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Foil World Championship. We'll be right back.
I'll take on any wave, any adventure. And with my Priority Destinations credit card from First Hawaiian Bank, I can go anywhere. Earn unlimited miles on travel and dining. Then, redeem your Priority miles to go where you want. Plus, get 50,000 bonus miles. Priority Destinations. Travel without boundaries. Learn more at fhb.com/destinations. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Rediscover the beauty of Oahu from a new perspective with Blue Hawaiian helicopters. Experience the awe of flying over Diamond Head, the serene Ko'olau Mountains, and the beautiful North Shore. Whether it's a special occasion or just a weekend adventure, see the sights you know and love like never before. With state-of-the-art aircraft and experienced pilots, every tour offers breathtaking views and unforgettable memories. Take advantage of our Kama'aina rates and book your flight today.
Aloha Livin', Aloha Lovin', Aloha Salads. Delicious, healthy choices made from locally sourced ingredients, like veggies from the North Shore and fish caught straight from Hawaiian waters, featuring amazing made-to-order salads like our popular Ono Island ahi, plus a wide selection of wraps and subs like grilled steak and chicken pesto. Order online and pick up on the go.
Healthy,
fresh,
local, and made with Aloha.
You are looking live here at Le'ahi, aka Diamond Head, where we have a champion crowned at the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship, presented by the United States Coast Guard, and that is Oahu boy himself, Edo Tanas, who was victorious, beating out Kane the Wild in an incredible race to the finish. And we're looking at some of the wing foilers right there finishing. Is that Robert Stellick right there?
That's Rob. He's hiding from the camera, being a little camera shy, hiding behind his wing, but that's Rob.
Rob from Blue Planet.
Yeah, Rob owns Blue Planet, which is right down the street from the KHON2 studios. You see him all over YouTube, etc. Definitely one of the originators of the SUP racing here on Oahu. But we have a bunch of finishers. What have you folks seen so far?
Looks like in wing we have Marley Franco is first, Cash Brazola, Armstrong, Bobo Gallagher, and as far as the women goes, looks like Lily, and she's quite young. I think she's 15 or 16 years old.
Whoa.
She's an amazing wing foiler, and Tati and Anna should be coming in behind her if they haven't yet already crossed the line.
There's a look at one of our SUP foil finishers making his way through that last stretch, feeling the burn, trying to get some groundswell, flying by all of the little clubs right there and through the finish line. Must be a incredible feeling.
Yeah. And in a few minutes, we're going to have the top female sup foilers finishing as well. So that's going to be a very tight race. Looking forward to seeing.
We've got, that's what I like about these kinds of races is like it's not just done when the first guy crosses.
Yeah.
There's all these divisions, and they're competing together. So we got another kind of close neck and neck one on our hands.
Yep. And there's also age divisions too, right?
Correct.
There's the 40 and above. And here comes Andrew Gibbons coming in. He was one of the favored. He's also one of my fellow team riders at Lift Foils. He was favored to finish in the top 10 and looks like he's going to do just that. So great job for Andrew.
So I imagine, obviously, to win, it's this just amazing, overwhelming feeling. But just to complete something that is this difficult, right? So I think about my experience running the Honolulu Marathon. Definitely didn't win, that's for sure. It took me about 6 hours, but just finishing, I started to get, tear up, and get the well of emotions. Just finishing EV Channel, to do the 40 miles, what's that feeling like once you finish?
Well, for me, when I finished it, it was mind-blowing. I was ready to give up halfway through. I felt just like Andrew there. And luckily, like we said, the mustard got me through. But once I got to the beach and your family's there, maybe your kids are there, you can't help it. The tears just start coming down. You've just accomplished one of the most difficult things, if not the most difficult physical thing you've done in your life, and your family and friends know how much you've sacrificed to get there, and it's just the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, to have the family there, to have the feeling really at Kaimana, Nani, like what's the atmosphere like down there after the finish?
For me, we live right there. We live right at the Diamond Head Ambassador, and the sensation of coming in at home, it's really rewarding. And it's not only doing it just on your own, but as well in a race like this where you have a whole global foil community. And over the course of several days, whether, from M2M and now through M2O, you're able to meet these people, share, we're all sharing our different stories or different experiences, and to be able to come into this place, which is not only home for me, but it's really, I feel like, the birthplace of a lot of the new disciplines in foiling as far as our races go. And it's such an amazing feeling. It's very heartwarming. You come in, all the familiar faces, everybody's stoked for you. I mean, I remember coming in last year and didn't even know what place I came in because, everybody's so far apart. But you're just excited to be back. You're excited to be back. You see your family, you see your friends, you see all the other foilers that you foil with, and everybody's there. It's such a really heartwarming and very close-knit community feeling.
Yeah, I was going to say, it is a very unique community, and got all the kind of ohana vibe going on. And it's been pretty cool to watch the sport grow and spread like wildfire. And you can see why. It looks so fun.
Yeah, and we're going to get a glimpse of what it's like down there at the finish line. We have Kate Piper standing by with the champion and runner-up, Edo Tanas, as well as Kane DeWild. Aloha, Kate.
Aloha, Sam. Thank you. We are here at the finish line with our top two contestants. Edo here in first place, and we've got Kane in second. They put on a great race. How do you feel?
I feel exhausted, but looking back at it, it was an amazing race.
How you feeling?
Same. I'm super exhausted, but I'm satisfied, and it was a great race.
What does it mean for you guys to do so well in a race like this? What did you see out there? What did you feel? I know that it's hard to capture, but if you could put it in a few words.
Well, I was defending my title, and the past couple races I didn't do so well, so I just gave it all, and Kane was right in front of me the whole race up until the end, so it was a really good battle, and thank you, Kane.
It was a good battle, and it's the culmination of a lot of hard work, and when I saw him come by me, I was super stoked. Yeah, we're all friends, and it's great to participate in such an amazing event.
It is awesome to be in the middle of such amazing sportsmanship here. You guys are triumphant athletes. What got you into foiling?
Ooh, that's a great question. The ocean. I just love being in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean, and that's what foiling does for you. It just brings you far away where no one can really see, and we're super stoked to have helicopters and boats this year that could, bring the crowd out there. Otherwise, no one would really see what we're doing. So, yeah, just the ocean for me.
How about for you, Kane?
I love flying. I love all things that fly and float, and I love designing foils and writing what I design.
Are you writing one of your designs today?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. Well, you guys are just absolute units. Any advice for anyone out there who wants to get into foiling to maybe be as great as you guys one day?
I know a guy that used to golf and never surfed before and then got into foiling and doing the race today, so anyone can do it. So if you're interested in doing it, just get out there and start trying and you'll be able to do it too.
Awesome, I love to hear it. I'm going to send it back to the studio. I'm Kate Piper for KHON2 News, working for Hawaii. We'll see you again soon.
Kate, big congrats to Edo as well as Kane. What an incredible scene down there. Lots of aloha, too, between those two local brothers. Nice to see them sharing the friendliness after that very hard-fought race.
For real, like I was just mentioning, it's like the fight yesterday.
Yeah.
between Max and Poirier, just gentlemen. It was a gentleman's race, and so it was beautiful to see the camaraderie. They trained together. We raced together all year round, and you know, once the races are over, it's just going out and having fun out there. We're doing as many turns as we can, and it's not so much about racing. So we're gonna get back to that, and Kane's gonna be with us. We go to Maui and race with them and just do downwinds with them. So great camaraderie. But coming up next, we've got the women. The top 3 women are neck and neck. We're gonna have a similar finish, and it looks like we've got Annie in the lead with Olivia right behind and Gabby right behind her. So this is gonna be really exciting. And the cool thing to mention is, you know, Gabby and Kane, they're a couple.
Yeah.
And they usually win first and first or second and second. So it'll be cool to see how she ends up finishing this race.
Is that Kai Lenny right there?
No, that's not
Okay,
Kai Lenny.
okay.
His board would be the blue and red. No, I think that's Thomas Goya. That's Tom. He's an amazing foiler himself. Right. All of these guys are, every single one of them.
Anybody finishing this is just fantastic. All right, folks, we're going to take another quick timeout. We're going to be right back. First, we got to get a big mahalo to our sponsor, Blue Hawaiian Helicopters, Hawaii's air tour leader for over 40 years. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Remember this guy? Yeah, that was me, the CW star. But I've grown up, and so has Hawaii CW. So I'm reintroducing Hawaii CW by introducing someone who's already a star, Miss Hawaii USA, Aisha Rose Vata.
Mahalo, Mikey. In the coming months, I'll keep you up to date on all the exciting things happening on Hawaii CW. Action-packed sports, plus fresh programs you won't want to miss. Hawaii CW, Spectrum Channel 13, and Hawaiian Telecom Channel 2. Stay tuned.
Rediscover the beauty of Oahu from a new perspective with Blue Hawaiian Helicopters. Experience the awe of flying over Diamond Head, the serene Ko'olau Mountains, and the beautiful North Shore. Whether it's a special occasion or just a weekend adventure, see the sights you know and love like never before. With state-of-the-art aircraft and experienced pilots, every tour offers breathtaking views and unforgettable memories. Take advantage of our Kama'aina rates and book your flight today.
I'll take on any wave, any adventure. And with my Priority Destinations credit card from First Hawaiian Bank, I can go anywhere. Earn unlimited miles on travel and dining. Then, redeem your Priority miles to go where you want. Plus, get 50,000 bonus miles. Priority Destinations. Travel without boundaries. Learn more at fhb.com/destinations. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
40 miles from Ilio Point on the island of Molokai across the world-famous Ka'ivi Channel down to the south shore of Oahu and Diamond Head at Kaimana Beach. Some of the finishers are celebrating on the beach there at Kaimana's with friends, loved ones, family, etc. on a beautiful Sunday. We got nice trade winds, and we got some of the competitors still out there in the water, as well as we got some of the crew out there. Everybody volunteering out there to help out create an incredible event at the 2025 Molokai to Oahu Paddleboard World Championship presented by the United States Coast Guard. All right, we got another competitor right here getting into the finish.
Oh, you can see the hand on the knee.
He's cramping.
Yeah.
Just trying to get to the last point of the race to finish and get through that and just have this all behind him. And like you said, rest for the next 2 weeks, bro.
Yeah. He's cramping extremely hard, having to push his leg down to get to the finish line. I believe that's Malai Mekilhani. It looks like him.
North Shore boy.
North Shore boy. He just finished and
there
he
you
is
saw.
happy.
There
he
goes.
made it. Like, the worst is if you cramp out and you fall before the finish line and you got to paddle in.
Yeah, and he just wanted
It's
to
not
get
Malai,
there, and you saw the collapse.
Well, that competitor gonna get onto the beach, get some much needed food, some water, some rehydration. Hopefully have his friends kind of help him up the beach. And that's where our Kate Piper is standing by live. Aloha, Kate. How's it looking out there?
Other finishers in this amazing SUP foil race across the Kavi'i Channel. What does it mean to be here today, coming from so far away?
I'm done. I'm ready for sleep. I'm so excited though. Top 3 finish is all I wanted. I came top 30 last year, and getting top 3, I'm beyond stoked.
That growth is amazing. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling super tired too. It was an amazing race. Battle with against the young guys for me was coming 4th place. Overall was amazing.
Oh my goodness. What inspired you guys to get on a board and to come here to Hawaii to pursue this wonderful sport?
I had a lot of friends from home, Jordan Mercer and Darren Mercer. They got me into it, got me downwinding, surf life saving, and then convinced me to come 3 years ago, and I haven't gone back since.
Oh my goodness. How about for you?
For me, I did the Kaiwi channel before on the SLP, and then I stopped, and after 9 years doing the Kaiwi channel, and I enjoy the foil now and wing foil. It was amazing for me to jump out and enjoy the Kaiwi channel again after, say, 7 years.
Wow, that is amazing. Quite the comeback. Any differences from the first time you crossed the channel to now?
It's still brutal. It's still brutal. It was really fun, but a little bit faster than before.
You heard it here, folks. It is brutal and it's fast out here. Where are you guys from?
I'm from Australia, but I'm living on Maui now.
I'm original from Brazil. I live in Maui too.
This competition is so special because it brings athletes from all over the world to celebrate and honor such an amazing sport such as foiling. We are still waiting to see some wing foilers coming in, but now that I've got these 2 amazing athletes by my side, do you have any advice for people to start their foiling journey?
Just start. Get on the water and have a go. Get behind a boat, and then get in the ocean. You gotta put your time in.
Enjoy the ocean as you can, and a foil is a good opportunity to learn different ways to go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is lovely. I love to hear it. Come in, come say hi. Who do we have here?
That's my 2 kids.
Your 2 kids?
This is Kona, and this is Kyle.
How do you feel? Are you proud of your dad today?
I'm so proud. I'm super proud. Yeah, I'm really proud of my dad right now.
Awesome, I love to hear it. We've got everyone here on the beach to celebrate. I'm Kate Piper for KHON2 and working for Hawaii.
All right, mahalo, Kate. Yeah, good job, Dad. That's got to feel good.
Yeah.
Kids telling you how proud they are of you. Man, it doesn't get much better than that on a beautiful Sunday out here on the Molokai to Oahu World Championships. Okay, so they talked about how drained they are.
I think that's the first comment from everybody.
Yeah, how sore are they going to be all week?
Yeah, you know what's interesting? When I finished it last year, the next day, I think I really wasn't that sore. It was the adrenaline was just still going through my veins.
Yeah.
We've been training for this for months, and here we got, this is actually Malai. He's having to get back up to get to the finish line. So you've got nothing left at this point, but you still want to get across that finish line. The finishing point here, which is interesting, it's different than the first 2 years, where the first 2 years were in Mauna Lua Bay at the at China Walls, more or less, like
Right.
Waihoa.
Yeah.
Where you had to paddle almost another mile all the way to
Because
shore.
it's flat water there.
Yeah, it was flat water. Everybody pretty much had to flat water it.
This is our first female.
Oh, the wahine.
Nice.
First
Winger.
wahine on wing coming in. Lily, looks like Lily.
Nice.
She rides on F1 gear. Young
it
girl, she's only
15,
15
right?
or 16 years old.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. What a
What an
great
amazing
finish.
feat.
Congrats to her.
Congratulations, Lily.
And
That
this-
is incredible.
This last year was the first year they moved the finish line to Kaimana Beach. There's been a lot of controversy. There's a lot of pros and cons of both.
Okay.
But this is 2 years in a row where it's worked out pretty well. The race prior was like, okay, you cross the entire channel and then you paddle.
Yeah.
So
Was there a
wasn't-
thought of having the finish in the water somewhere out beyond Port Lock?
There was definitely an idea to do that, but
Yeah.
they've decided on this as a great way to do it because you've got bumps all the way to
Got
the
it.
finish line,
Yeah.
and the people can see it.
All right, folks, we're going to take a look at some of the highlights from some of the action that we've seen today. Let's take a look as we watch one of those foilers finish up here on the south shore of Oahu.
This would have been the start, right here.
Yeah, you can see him leaving Molokai right there.
And there's the pro golfer right there that they were talking about. So that's
Oh,
John
wow.
Hearn. He's one of more or less the godfather of our sport here on this island. He's just an absolute legend. Never surfed, pro golfer, got into sup foiling, and he's one of the best in the world in his mid-50s.
Okay, so I was a professional baseball player, never surfed until I got into stand-up a little bit,
Yeah.
not good at all. So there's hope for us out there. We are like struggling right now.
Yeah, you go
Okay.
from the terra firma to the aquatic
There we
arena.
go.
Here,
Okay,
yeah.
glad to hear that. All
You
right.
just gotta embrace the struggle.
Yes,
Yeah.
no problem embracing the struggle. I just I fall down a lot. So there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking again at more of the start right there. You can see some of the athletes bunched together. See the helicopter in the air. Beautiful coastline right there of the island of Molokai.
And this seems like it was so long ago. This was just 2 hours ago.
Yeah, I mean, that open ocean, that departure from Elio Point on Molokai, and then the arrival at Kaimana Beach. I mean, is it still Sunday? Wow.
You know, you think
Swell
about
bumps.
a similar run in the Molokai Hoi, right? And
Yeah.
you're talking about, what, 8 hours-ish with that
Yeah.
run? And we're 2 hours. This is amazing how quickly this is going by.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost faster than you can go on a boat because you're on a boat, you're traversing the chops. These guys are gliding right over the chops, so you're just on air. And just a really cool thing to watch. I'm so glad that we've had such great support from the U.S. Coast Guard, from Kaimana Beach Hotel and Armstrong and Sunbum to put this first broadcast and get it out to the world. Really, really special.
Yeah, that's a great point, Rocky, because they deserve it, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that it's important that we highlight this sport. It's growing in popularity, exploding in popularity for these athletes to have what they're doing broadcast live throughout state television,
Yeah.
on YouTube, Rogue
Yeah.
TV, the KHON Plus app, like
Worldwide, yeah.
every single media outlet that we have that we can broadcast on, we're
Yes.
putting this on. So it's just great that the athletes get this kind of exposure. Not only to see the sport get to this point. What does that mean to you?
You know, I just wanted to say thank you so much. Really broadcasting this live. Not a lot of people know about foiling. And the people that are curious about foiling, a lot of times say, is that a motor?
Right.
Is that motor driven? And no, as you can see, it's
all nature.
wind driven. It's just your own physical energy and getting out there in the ocean. For me, especially, to have this broadcasted, I just want to tell more women, more wahine out there,
Yeah.
come try it. It's not only for men. And actually, I find foiling is almost built for women. It requires patience, balance,
Some
and
finesse. Yes.
A lot of finesse.
Yeah, and
So-
not only for people who spent their lives in the ocean, people from different walks of life and spent their, entire life doing other sports or land-based things can still get into it.
Absolutely.
And it looks like the leading women have just finished. Looks like Annie. Annie's in the lead. If she may have just finished with Gabby right behind and Olivia right behind her. So this has just been an amazing race. Looks as like Annie from Maui's has taken the win.
And I hope you guys have enjoyed this Onolicious Nani and Kahi Samrock sandwich right here that we got going on the broadcast team, and our Mira helping us out here with our dot vision, and Kate on the beach at the finish line. What a great team, and what a great experience it's been for all of us.
Yeah, so thank you to everybody in our Salt and Air Studios crew, our KHON Studios crew, for Kahi, for Nani, for Rocky, for Mira, for Jesse, Chris, etc. Everybody out there, thank you so much for watching this inaugural version broadcast of the 2025 Molokai to Oahu World Paddleboard Championships. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. Aloha.
Right on, Edo!
The 2025 M2O Subfoil and Wingfoil race was presented by First Hawaiian Bank.